Whoa. That's not necessary. All right, folks, we are back here. We are playing our FHeroes2, having a really good time with it. So, coming on back in, it's going to be Broken Alliance, as we said before the break. Now, Broken Alliance is one of my all-time favorite maps. It's a really good one, and it's most everybody's favorite map because it was one of the original maps that you got to play because it came with the demo. And so a 6-player, medium-sized map, this map is always been difficult, and it actually is more difficult today than ever, in large part because with the FHeroes2 AI, it plays ridiculously tough. You potentially have the opportunity to load up a game of Broken Alliance and just simply lose. Why do you simply lose? You simply lose because this map has the purple player in the bottom right, and if they get Dimension Door or Summon Boat and they just leave their little island, you lose. It's just the way it is. That's fine. It sucks, you know. There's a little bit of luck involved here, but I think that we're going to be able to hopefully get a little bit lucky, just like we played in this first scenario of Seasons Change. I think we're going to try our best to get lucky here with Broken Alliance from the blue position. The Alliance has crumbled and all are at war. Lots of resources, but little time to prepare. So, blue player, let's see. I could actually choose what all my other enemies are. I'm not going to do that at this point. And in fact, I'm not going to even choose what I play as here, although I will tell you that it's probably easiest to play as the Barbarian. I'm going to hope that we roll that just because that's going to make my life a little bit easier, but we will do our best to play from the blue position with whatever we get. Oh no, this is actually the worst faction to play as. Well, folks, we start off here with Barak the Warlock, 10 Centaurs, 3 of the Gargoyles, and we've got ourselves the Curse Spell and this one single castle of Troy. All right, we're gonna make this work. This is gonna be a little bit of a struggle, but we're gonna make this work. So a couple of nice things that we have for us. So we just saw in the previous game that you have 2 sets of early flyers, so you can actually do a lot of damage to ranged enemy creatures very, very well. In fact, much better than other factions can. So we're gonna try and shoot down archers and halflings and centaurs and orcs. We're going to really try and key in on those enemies. We don't have nearly as much luck with grand elves because of their 6 speed, but we're still going to do our very, very best to make this work. Lycian says Barakan Alliance, with Barak the Warlock. There you go. But it's very nostalgic for you too, especially as a blue player. Yeah, blue player, Broken Alliance. I tell you what, if you wanted to get me a Christmas gift, get me this gigantic map as like a poster for a room somewhere, and I will post it here in the library whenever I come here, so that way we just have it playing in the background. That'd be awesome. Xeno Excites in the chat. Hello, Xeno Excite. Hi there. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Nice to have you here. Appreciated the follow from a couple of weeks ago. Pleasure to have you here. Oh, and it's Benny. Gotcha. It was you who suggested Broken Alliance. Thank you for that. I'm so glad that you're here to play it, and you get to actually see it done. So wonderful. Happy that we could catch you at the right time. Right on. So, folks, I could go back and drop off the Centaurs. I actually think that is going to be what I do. I think that the little bit of extra speed is going to be pretty useful. Barak, is he going to be my main hero? Probably not. It'll probably be Aerie or Maximus. Tell you what, let's go with Maximus. Let's go with the Knight leading our forces, and then we'll maybe use the Warlocks for these ranged troops. We don't really need the wood right now, so we're going to come back to that later. I would like to get the halflings. I would like to get to this observation tower pretty soon so I can see what else is around me. And we do need the ore for the gargoyle crypt. But for today, it looks like with 2,200 gold, we're going to pick up the nest. No, we're going to pick up the well because first thing in the morning, we are going to want that secondary hero. And then meanwhile, Barak is going to head up, grab this observation tower, clear out through this direction, and then we're going to see where this takes us. So, observation tower, what does this tell us? Gold, treasure. This right here. This is the exact fight that we want to deal with for gargoyles. This is okay, having a night town here as opposed to a different one. I don't hate it. I don't love it. This just means that we're probably never going to upgrade this town. And then zombies for the gem mine. We don't really need gems. Sulfur, guarded by the orc chieftains. We're probably going to want that. Funny enough, as warlocks, we might actually want to make our way up. This direction? No, maybe this direction? Through the dwarves? Into the orc chiefs? I think so, actually. I don't know the very best way of doing this map as the warlocks, but that's okay. If we did, that would mean that the playthrough wasn't nearly so fun. So we're going to continue on. We're going to grab treasure where we can. And again, it's going to be Maximus. We're going to take the leadership and the stats over the Warlock troops, I think, at this point. And it's going to be 2 gargoyles. Is that going to be enough, actually, to help us fight these fights? Maybe. Maybe. I would like this Gambler's Lucky Coin. I would actually like that. I think I'm going to need to wait on that for a moment, though. Let's pick up the treasure chest. We'll get at least 1,000 gold. We do. That's going to pick us up this crypt, which is excellent. And then we're going to maybe combine forces a little bit. Maybe I send the 1 centaur back over to Barak and then bring the halflings over. Red player is active on the adventure map here. Vatawna the sorceress. And then with, oh, tell you what, let's just leave the 1 halfling on Barak. And with these forces, I think that we definitely defeat lots of zombies. It's not going to be my favorite fight ever, but with the 2 and 2, I think that we've got this. I will split the 1 single stack of centaurs just in case I need something. And then these gargoyles, they actually do need to stay alive. If they don't stay alive, you're having a really bad time. So glorious victory, no losses. And I will pick up the gazebo because it's 1,000 free experience. Beach train kind of is rough to walk over, but we'll take it. The logistics for the +10, that's very good. And then we are going to go through this witch's hut, whatever this is, we're going to want. And we're going to start moving our way northly. Again, probably through this direction to get to our sulfur. I just see that being pretty useful in the future. Gems for +1 per day. And then nest, yeah, I think it's time for the nest. Let's grab the nest. Worth noting that the gems are actually useful because that will help us get minotaurs a little bit sooner rather than later. And I'm not doing my usual strategy of just rushing up this road and getting to this center castle area. This might be a major mistake. In fact, I could see this being clearly like an error on my part. I'm going to hope that it's not nearly so big of a deal as it might be. I'm going to hope that my week 2 creatures are actually going to be able to get to the center of the map, to the gold mine that's here in the middle. I just don't think I can devote enough resources to getting 3 heroes, 1 on each lith. And so I'm going to try and play this map in a little bit more of a traditional way than what you've usually seen me play this scenario like in the past. Traditionally, just being that we're not trying to do this cheesy strategy where we know the map beforehand. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how this goes. We'll see how this goes. It's not cheesy if you're just playing the game the best you possibly can. But still, I could understand how that might disappoint you if we're playing the game in a way that only works if you know exactly what to expect on this sort of scenario. +2 wood there. And we're up to day 6, going much quicker and hoping for the best. Xenocyte says, I thought I would suggest to play it as wizards, but I didn't want to be too cheeky. You know, I mean, they've got the gems here early, so that does work fine. And if you can get up to Titans, you're in a really good spot. We're going to have to go out of our way to get the sulfur for the dragons, but I think that we can do this. I think we can make this happen. I don't know. It really does depend on what our enemies are. So we got red as the sorceresses, purple wizards, of course. Orange barbarians, now that's kind of interesting, and then green knights. So green knights over here-ish, red sorceresses, orange knights, blue warlocks, and then yellow is going to be necromancers, so yellow necromancers, purple wizards. Yeah, kind of an interesting setup here, actually, because there's some good early game fighting forces with the knights and the barbarians, and then there's some excellent late game forces that will cause you major issues if you're not careful. Neither is good, neither is bad. This is just me kind of calling it what it is. Like, there's some potential issues in this fight depending on how things go. I'm going to do, let's see, griffins like this, because griffins can retaliate a little bit better than these other forces can. We'll pick up the gold. We still want the gold. And then Barak is going to grab this and then go back up north to this right here. 2,800 gold. We're still 4 gems short. I doubt we're going to get that anytime soon. I will pick up the statue, although the ore is going to be tough to get. Ore is pretty important for dragons, as we just saw. View artifacts is the second shrine spell. I don't know how good this is going to be. I don't think that this really tells me anything. Nothing I didn't already know before. Like, for example, up here, I know that there's like a 6th tier creature guarding whatever artifact this is. I know that it's usually like phoenixes or titans guarding this. So I already know that there's artifacts to be had. but I also know that they're guarded by way too tough of creatures, more than I can handle, that's for sure. Glorious Victory, 520 experience. We're definitely going to take the basic wisdom for Maximus. The thing that makes the knights and the barbarians not nearly so good is the fact that they struggle with their wisdom and spellcasting prowess. With that being eliminated from a problem, that is no longer an issue for us. We just definitely are happy that we made the decision to take Maximus and make him into our main hero. So very good, very good. I am going to pick up the waterfall here for 8 additional centaurs per week. And folks, that's going to take us to the end of month 1, week 2, day 1. We are on to week of the hedgehog. Hedgehog's cute. Do you mean hedgehog's cute? Hedgehog's cute. Everybody likes hedgehogs. Okay. Somehow we're going to lose some forces here. I wish I could. I don't have a spell here yet. We do have the wisdom, but no spell book. I would really like to be able to take 0 losses here. I don't know how likely that's going to be. Maybe if I do this, then everybody's going to go towards the halflings, though. Let's just be really smart with our target selection and hope that that helps things go well for us. Let's see here. Skippity, skip, skip, and kill. Nice. That was pretty nice. Every single time you see my halflings kill 3 iron golems at a time, that just feels good because you know that they got every little bit of that damage. And that just makes me so happy. I'm like, good job, boys. I don't know, there might have been a girl halfling snuck in there, but you know what I'm saying. Like, good job, my dear troops. My fantastic, angry little rock throwers. Ah, you killed 2. That's pretty good. I can't be too mad about that. I'm really not too mad about that. Let's see. I mean, I'm going to try and kill down to 1 here. And a little bit more here. Thankfully, the golems are kind of stepping all over themselves. They're trying to get to me in the most direct path, and sometimes that works for them and sometimes it does not. But I think I'm going to start doing some damage here. I know I pulled the gargoyles back. 1, 2, 1, 2. I think I'm just able to do a little bit of damage here though. And then last stack of 4. There's 1, 1, and 1. Griffins are still staying alive. And now I think we'll attack. And I'm going to let the gargoyles maybe take a loss here. Looks like no, 6 damage was all that was. Very nice. 5, 16, 6, and 6. We'll kill 1 here. We'll kill 1 here. We'll protect the halflings for just 1 more moment. Perfect. No losses. 540 experience. We're going to pick up the crystal mine. The whole point of this crystal mine early is just to make sure that we don't lose momentum when it comes down to like trading and maybe if we're going for mage guild levels. And I kind of made a beeline for these orc chieftains because this sulfur mine is much less protected. We can already see the necromancer yellow player kind of coming down the road here. And because of that, I am going to go back in this direction rather than take this sulfur. I just don't think I could take it and hold it without causing myself some issues, but it still doesn't feel too bad to go out of the way for this one little bit of crystal right there. So we're going to back off. This is us being tactical, being happy with what we have, and then just hoping that nothing too bad happens in the future. So I'm going to do this as well, by the way. I'm going to pick up the dungeon. I don't think that this is going to delay the swamp, and I don't think it's going to delay the swamp and the labyrinth, the maze. It could, but I don't think it will. So we're going to continue on. Brock's going to grab this spell, whatever it is. It can't be that important, but nice to have it anyway. And then orc chieftains, do I care how my splits look here? I think that the 2, 2, and 9 actually is just fine. Let's do this fight here. 1, 2, and 1. I think that there shouldn't be any losses on the halflings. Let's see what happens here. Lyshan says, classic Phixfox strategy. Knight hero using dragons incoming. Oh boy, you better believe it, Lyshan. I know it, you know it, everybody here knows it. But does the enemy know it? That's really the question. Does the enemy know what's coming for them? I cannot imagine that they do. And yet, I'll be excited when we can finally defeat them. I think that, let's see, halflings, 37 halflings. I'm not gonna risk it. I was considering slotting in these griffins to there, hoping that 37 would kill 4. We should definitely kill. We kill 1 full stack. What am I doing? 2 to 6. Here. Nice. Let's do that again. Yeah, I don't know how the AI lost a single halfling in this fight, actually. That's kind of amazing. Gargoyles will continue on up there. I will support the griffins here and here. Okay. And then it looks like we're going to kill one big stack of 5. Do we lose the griffin? That's really the question here. 5 HP, 2 HP. Not going to lose a gargoyle. Call that a day. Clay, glorious victory. And again, it would be nice to have both sulfur mines, and it looks like, yeah, bone dragons already. Come on, yellow player. What are you doing? Why are you doing this to me? Yeah, yellow's already got bone dragons, and I am not even up to minotaurs just yet. Although I should be able to get the minotaurs first thing in the morning, and then actually the swamp shortly thereafter. So we're still going to have some strength, but if you don't get to the very center of the map early, then you're gonna run into some problems, and we're just feeling a tremendous amount of pressure from yellow already. Very much a lot of pressure from yellow. View resources. Let me actually cast that, because I'm looking for, let's see, crystal, wood, ore, gems, mercury. I'm looking for more sulfur if I can find it. I'm just not seeing it anywhere near. Yeah, I'm not seeing any more sulfur nearby. That's actually really pretty bad. So a good spell just to cast as a one-off, because there's no sulfur in my little sphere of the world. So whatever sulfur we see here, that's what we're working with. Like, that's what you got. So be grateful for what you have, and just be grateful for it. There's a centaur cave up here. I never get the centaur cave ever. But that's because I never play the warlocks up here, but this time I do. So I will, so I shall. 18 centaurs goes up to 32. Maybe enough to defeat veteran pikemen. I just don't want the enemies to come in this direction. And then my secondary hero must explore for me up in this direction, because I think that there's a town or a castle over here. I just got to go find it. Okay, we said that we would pick up one of these today. Might as well pick up the swamp. I don't think it matters to me which one I pick up, so let's just get the swamp for now. Yellow is being very aggressive. I'm actually very happy I picked up the swamp, because Hydras are maybe the best defending creatures in that regard. Mercury. We could use it. If I get the Alchemist Lab, I'm going to have one of each precious resource generating mine, minus this ore. I'm going to go do this. I'm going to fight these veteran pikemen. We win. It's going to take some losses, but we win. And then we'll have one of each mine. Maybe we can get a couple of levels of Mage Guild. That would actually be really sick. Let's plan on doing that. Let's see, Roman says, well, in Poland, we sometimes call the Berlin Wall nostalgia. When you feel nostalgic about something that was hard and awful, but yeah, you were young and full of energy and hope. I gotta tell you, I've never experienced what you're talking about here. I've never experienced what you're talking about here, but I believe you when you say what you're saying. So it's this nostalgia for things that were horrible and were bad, but you were young and full of optimism. So I don't think of like 9/11 for the United States and like the World Trade Center. I don't think of that being like, oh man, good times. Although, did you know that kids these days in America, they think that 9/11 is a meme. They don't realize it actually happened. Like 4th graders and 5th graders, they're like, oh, I thought that was just like something you did a Fortnite dance over. I couldn't imagine being a kid in this day and age. These kids are crazy. That's all I can say. These kids are insane these days. But I'm sure they're having a nice time. Nostalgia for the things for the hard times, even though they were hard. But they're nostalgic because you were young and full of energy. I guess I can totally see that. I remember, I grew up in a time and a place where like my parents, they sacrificed everything for us. And I'm so grateful that now at this point in their lives that they're kind of getting to reap the rewards for all of the sacrifices they've made. But yeah, I remember there were some tough times, and I always felt bad. There was one time in particular, and I hope that my dad doesn't mind me sharing this moment, but my dad was distraught because he found food that I had stuffed away under a mattress because I was worried that there was going to be like the end of the world and something, and I was like, oh, everybody's going to be so happy when they find out that little Phixfox hid away all this food, and so in the event of World War, apocalypse, zombie, whatever, that there's some recourse here and we're all going to survive because I was smart enough to stash away food. That's what I was thinking at the time. But what my dad interpreted that was being food insecure, and like we didn't have enough food. And it was like one of the hardest things for him. I never looked at the sacrifices my parents made as I was a kid, where we were not exactly well off. I never looked at that as being bad. I never conceptualized it as this is a struggle and we are somehow, like, I didn't realize, like, I didn't feel like we were poor. But I know now that my dad was worried that we would feel that way. So I understand the feeling of, I guess I understand the feeling of like, yeah, when you're young and full of energy, like you don't realize the stress and the struggles that other people are going through. And maybe that's the best reason we have to be grateful for wonderful people around us, is because they are trying to save us from those things that we just didn't need to worry about when we were kids. And maybe that's the best part about being an adult now, is that it's now my opportunity to do that for my kids. Make sure that they don't have to suffer and worry. You're good kids, you're fine. Don't worry about it. Okay, folks, look at this. A pack of Cyclopes. I know for a fact that I'm underestimating these packs of Cyclopes. A pack is anywhere up to 19. If it's 19 Cyclopes, you just lose. If it's 11 Cyclopes, I think you can barely win this fight. It's not worth trying though, not right now, because if you lose, you just lose. So I'd love to fight this pack of Cyclopes for this artifact, for the True Compass of Mobility. That is an amazing artifact, especially early on. That is a game changer. I cannot in good faith fight that fight, not at this point. Not right now. So I think though what I have is an opportunity. I think that with Hydras and with a might-based hero, I think I might be able to go in this area, maybe pick up this abandoned gold mine via Hydras, taking out ghosts, because Hydras are the best ghost killer ever. And then with an extra 1,000 gold per day here, I might be able to roll into this necromancer that has bone dragons. It's going to take me way too long to get back, though. He's going to have like 6 or 7 bone dragons by the time I get there. That's probably a little bit too much. But if you can't defeat an enemy hero early on, then what can you do, right? Like, there's only so much you can do in these playthroughs, and simply hanging back on your heels and building up, it's not actually going to win you the game. You have to be pretty purposeful in moving forward and trying to beat your enemy. Like this, yellow is trying to beat me now. Ah, there you see. So a few bone dragons here, a few bone dragons there. Yeah, so there's probably 3 here, 1 here, and then probably another 3 coming up in the next 2 days. We might make a break for it. We might purchase all the Hydras and stuff we have here, go to the very center of the map for Peacekeeper, and have enough heroes. Yeah, we might have enough heroes to actually step on every lith. I could see that being useful. Barak needs to try and steal these forces. Lots of air elementals. No, these forces can't defeat that. That'd be pretty nifty, but I don't think it's going to happen. Hydras. If I had Hydras here, I could probably take this gold mine. There's a lot of opportunity here, but night town, I mean, building up a night town, any investment here isn't going to work for you. The pack of Phoenixes is way too much to deal with for the +2/+2 from the spiked shield. I've had a very effective early start, but it's been geared towards clearing the map, and on a medium-sized map with 6 players, that's not going to win you the game. Clearing the map doesn't win you the game. You got to take enemy fortifications where you can. Is yellow going to take the Castle of Peacekeeper? I kind of hope that they do. That'd be actually really, really cool to see. I don't want to get too close to these stone liths because it's very possible that yellow just steps out and nabs Barak. So for that, I'm just going to stay Shrine of the Third Circle. Barak picks up the Fireball spell, pretty nifty. He's going to pick up the Water Wheel first thing in the morning, Windmill, and he's going to head back south. Meanwhile, Maximus does need to get back home, and I do actually need to grab this ore mine. I'm going to purchase another hero with my 49,000 gold. It's going to be Crotto. I kind of hoped he'd have one single gargoyle with him. And Crotto's going to go grab this ore mine first thing in the morning. Uh-oh. You ever feel like you're just throwing away 2,500 gold because you weren't paying attention? Whoops. Well, we're going to feed Crag Hack anyway. I'm sure Crag Hack is going to appreciate that. Does he have a 6-speed creature? He does not. This is good information, I suppose. We do know that Crag Hack has 5 attack, 1 defense. We do know that he's got 1 Bone Dragon and not 3. We do know that if we curse these orcs and then we run, that he does not get any experience. But still, you think I would rather spend my 2,500 hard-earned gold somewhere else? I think so. I think so. So there's 1,000 gold from Barak. Maximus is going to continue on back home. And I don't know, maybe... he's probably going to grab the observation tower. And then he's going to run away. Yeah, I don't think I can catch Crag Hack. Yeah, I don't think I can catch Crag Hack. But with 1 Bone Dragon, I'm confident that these forces in here can actually hold. So he's not going to just steal my castle out from under me. I'm confident. Oh, but he thinks he can. Did he forget that I was here? Buddy, did you forget that I was here? I think the Crag Hack has officially pulled the Phixfox. And he just forgot that Maximus here with his 2 attack and 5 defense is about to come and mess him up. It's pretty good. I'm going to purchase this Mage Guild. Number 1, because I've already got the Wisdom. Number 2, it's going to give me a spell book, Haste, Curse, Shield, good spells. I'm happy for those. Even the Curse, knowing that I don't have Curse here with Maximus, all my other Warlocks start off with it, but not Maximus. I feel okay for that. Let's see, we're going to do all this. And because we're about to fight these Bone Dragons, and we're about to fight Hydras, or rather we're going to fight Ghosts in a moment or two, we're going to do just like this. I'm going to end up probably hasting the Centaurs, so they're faster than these Bone Dragons. And we're going to go from there and see where this goes. Okay, Bearded Man says, by the way, there's already a picture of the entirety of Broken Alliance somewhere. May I send the link through chat? You can sure try. I don't know if it'll actually auto-flag it or not, but yeah, sure, give it a try. Let me know if that works. Oh, look at this. My Centaurs are going to get to go before the Bone Dragon. Unless he hastes or something himself. I'm going to haste just to make sure my Centaurs get to go first. I got a feeling these Bone Dragons are going to go right there. So 72 Centaurs are going to do 59 up to 118 damage. Curse onto the Hydras. Don't care. Cool story, bro. Don't care. Griffins do their damage. And the Bone Dragon does 80 damage. Wow. 80 damage and kills so many Centaurs. 16 Centaurs. Let's see. The Bone Dragons are about to go down because of the Hydras. Hydras are still going to do enough damage. 38 damage. 10 defense, 10 attack. So we're going to do, let's see, 4 times 6. Call it just 36 damage. Ooh, actually, this is very interesting. So the Bone Dragons, they're going to have 2 HP left when the Hydras finish the attack off. So for that reason, I think I'm still going to be hasted on the Centaurs. And I'm going to be able to have the Gargoyles go next time. I'm going to do this. I'm going to kill 4 to 12. So that feels like a lot. 2 HP left. 14 HP left. What? How's that make any sense? Wait, what? Oh, 6 times 4 is 24. 8 times 4 is 32. My goodness. Well, it's nice that Phixfox at least realized where his mistake was. Occasionally, you'll find me make a major mistake, and that's okay. Mistakes happen. But it's really nice when I can actually figure out what my problem is with these mistakes. Can I kill 4 gargoyles or goblins? I cannot. So I guess that Crag Hack is going to get to run if he wants to. I don't think I can stop it anyway. 4 to 7. Do we kill 7? Is he going to run with 2 peasants? Probably. Never mind. I guess that he just doesn't care about staying alive in this fight. Cool. 16, 3, and 1. We took out 1 bone dragon, 914 experience. Crag Hack does not have any artifacts, but the experience is still good. And folks, I feel obligated to take the diplomacy here because if our main hero needs to run, we need to be able to run for as cheaply as possible. So that's what we're going to do for now. We're going to stay here overnight. We're going to leave just the fastest creatures we have, which is these 6-speed gargoyles here. And then in the morning, we're going to purchase the last of the Hydras. We're going to go pick up this abandoned mine. Are we going to be able to hold it? Are we going to be able to hold the abandoned mine? I actually don't think so. Let's rethink this decision. It probably isn't a bad idea just to hold on to the movement points here. 600 movement points we're leaving here. We do need the ore mine. I think Falagar is going to immediately go south. I think Falagar is coming right for us. I think Falagar is coming right for us. And we have to hope he has no spells. With attack and defense, I think that we have a chance to defeat him. And note, by the way, that we've not seen purple yet. He can't reach me here. I'm gonna throw caution to the wind. Yeah, there's my caution to the wind. And then let's just see what we can do here. Got to keep Barak alive. Tell you what, at this point, if we're talking about purchasing all of our forces and sending them north and trying to get into Peacekeeper, then Barak wants to go through the liths in this direction. Falagar is just posturing in a really tough way there. I just don't love that. Do not love that. Hydras are quality units. Time to let the archers go. I do want to be max speed. I'm guessing that this is 3 bone dragons. But it's 3 bone dragons with a couple of liches and a couple of mutant zombies. If he goes south, I think we attack him and I think we win. We're going to have 8 spell points. Level 2 Mage Guild, still too far away. Because we don't have any ore. We don't have any ore because we haven't had our ore mine. Maybe a campfire here. Maybe that is the magic ore we need. But you see, we're just under a tremendous amount of pressure here. Like, we're not dictating the pace right now. The enemy is dictating the pace. We do lose our Alchemist Lab, but it picked us up, what, 5 units of Mercury? That was pretty good. And then we're just going to carry on our way here and just run, keep Barak alive. And then with Falagar putting himself out of position this far, I think I'm going to do this. We're going to purchase everybody we can. And we're going to make a beeline straight for the Necromancer's main castle. We probably cannot get there in the short amount of time that we want to. Day 5, day 6, day 7. Yeah, we might be able to reach. We might not be. No, well, especially if you bring the Hydras. You're not going to reach if you bring the Hydras, but you have to bring the Hydras. And so what we're going to do is assume that Falagar continues on in that direction. We're going to grab this ghostly mine. I kind of anticipate he's going to come back in this direction. If we need to rehire or surrender and rehire, we will. Purple player is on the board, but they are not. They've got a few Titans. It's not too many Titans to deal with at the moment. Abandoned gold mine. 3 Hydras. We do have some spells, but they're all going to crowd around us on this first go. Do we have any spells that are going to be useful? We don't have a stone skin. We don't have a steel skin. We've got a haste. Haste isn't going to get us faster than these 5-speed ghosts. Curse? No, I think we just hit Q and in the battle. 3 Hydras actually seems about right. But for the 1,000 gold per day, this is now something that everybody else is going to want to fight over. I do not want these bone dragons to mate up with these bone dragons. But I also definitely need resources. need resources. We're about to lose our Sulfur. Oh no. I didn't even realize that Falagar was that close to me. Phixfox, you weren't counting your steps. For the 4th time in this stream today, you didn't count your steps. Okay. I'm going to do one thing real quick. I'm just going to hit the reload real quickly on this one, just so that way I can at least mount some sort of defense. I don't think that we can actually win this fight at this point, but at least this way I don't feel bad about giving up my castle for nothing. I think I still lose my castle. Oh, never mind. He goes this direction instead. Okay. That's even better, actually. I'm fine with that. But it just seems like it's too great of a cost to bear just to lose my castle for free. For some reason, I just didn't think that he was close enough. Clearly not correct, but yeah. Okay, into this lith here to the very center. We're going to pick up another gold mine. And I don't remember which one leads to where. I don't think that Luna's going to get to here. I don't think that there's a yellow hero coming up in this direction anytime soon. So I think the Brock's just going to sit right over here. And just make sure purple doesn't come through the liths on me. Question mark. 3 Hydras. Red, Hydras, crystal. We got 19 crystal. Don't really need crystal. Sulfur though? I could do sulfur. With only 3 Hydras. How many zombies? Lots. 225 hit points worth of Hydras. Even if it's 10 zombies, that's still more zombies than you can manage. If I attack an enemy, there's a strong probability that they just destroy me before I get the chance to retreat. We gotta split our forces and stay alive. But I do want to get my main hero, Maximus, back to defend these troops in a moment or two. Uh-oh. Is red gonna fight yellow and lose very quickly? Hey! No, yellow, what are you doing? Yellow, you're supposed to attack them, not me. 5 gems. Purple's kind of left us alone. That's good. I think that means we go for these liths. 5 more gems. Very good. Yeah, I don't know what you're doing, Falagar. Okay, but because I have to attack, I'm probably gonna, I'm way better off fighting Falagar so I can run. Let me show you what I mean by that. Unless he casts like a chain lightning or some crazy spell, I should at least get the chance to run. Yeah, Hydra stays alive. Yeah, I get a surrender for 960 gold. I'll take that. Okay, and on we go. Can you make it happen, Phixfox wife says? Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Xenocyte says gems and halflings. Hey! It's not the best thing I ever saw, but it's all right. I mean, it's all right. Lycian says, do you consider preventing the AI from accessing certain dimension doors as cheating or cheesing to the real Phixfox? It can be an effective strategy on this map and the Surf and Turf map. I think that when I'm worried about that, what I do is I say to myself, I won't use the spacebar. I think that in Heroes Might and Magic 2, it's clearly built into these playthroughs. For example, in Price of Loyalty, not the campaign, but in, let's see, Voyage Home. No, not in Voyage Home. In Wizard's Isle, Wizard's Isle campaign scenario 2 or 3, you have to jump onto a lith before the yellow player from the desert comes through the liths and attacks you. That's just a must do, right? And so I think that there's been scenarios with Heroes Might and Magic 2 that were built with those mechanics in mind. If those mechanics are in the game and everyone can use them as such, then it's not really cheating for me to do those, I don't think. However, if I'm using spacebar when the AI does not use spacebar to go through the liths to go to the exact space that they want to go to, that feels like cheating to me because it costs no movement points and then you just get best luck every time to show up where you need to go. So if I'm trying to be making sure that I'm not doing cheating, then I don't use the spacebar. And I feel like that's a good kind of middle of the road strategy. Folks, did you notice that yellow didn't take this gold mine or this ore mine? I feel good about that. That feels fine to me. Hello, gentlemen. Just don't take it this time. Because that That's already been at least 2 or 3 turns with that. We got 2 gold mines at a time right now. Missing our crystal, missing our mercury because they took here and here. Huh. It's day whatever. We are so far away from this green tower. This is not good. All I can do at this point is I think just travel up the road and backdoor into their castle. It's day 7. They're gonna have plenty of troops to deal with me. I think that this is my best hope at this point. Red lost to yellow. They tried to attack yellow and they lost to him. Red had phoenixes, darn it. Holy cow. That's crazy. Looks like orange is mad at me. I don't know why. Maybe because I'm stealing their gems. Gems and halflings. Gems and halflings. Through the liths. And then we are obligated to stay right here because we don't want the barbarians to come through and get into this land. Okay. Alrighty. I should have had my 6-speed creatures here in this army so that way we didn't run out of space or time or whatever, but 7,300 gold. We still have this gold mine. How is this allowed? 7 Hydras, Minotaurs. I think you gotta have the gargoyles. Do we set on off the road? Do we hope that phoenixes killed a couple of those bone dragons? Do we hope that we can get where we're trying to go? This is such a bad idea. But it's like a desperate maneuver. Desperate times and desperate measures. I think that we're at desperate times and desperate measures sorts of deals at the moment. So I don't love this, but I think that this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to set up the road on month 1, week 4, day 1. And it looks like yellow's immediately going to go back and they're going to try and get their bone dragons. They see us. They see us coming. And so I'm going to let them do whatever they want to do there. I'm instead going to go to Peacekeeper. So that lith goes there. That lith goes there. I want to step on this lith because now it will prevent you from coming through. Boop. There we go. And then, yeah, so desperate measures, instead of going in that other direction, we're going to go through. Oof, that's good. Oh, that's really good. For the snow, that's really good. Pathfinding, we're going to take the pathfinding there. It might only be good for like one or like only this one area. I don't remember if there's swamp anywhere else. I guess cracked earth will be useful there. We're going to grab the sulfur mine and we're going to go into those liths, and I'm going to hope that 7 Hydras is enough to defeat the forces in Peacekeeper. I'm going to hope there's some nice spells. I'm going to hope that we can get up to Advanced Wisdom, and I'm going to hope that we can win this game before the enemy even knows what happened. That's about the only thing I can hope for. Alamar the Warlock, level 3, 2033, Advanced Wisdom. What spells do you have? Just Curse? It's got the Pendant of Death, though. That's interesting. Something I would really actually like for the FHeroes2 team. I would really love it if the level of the hero was here in the upper right corner or the bottom right corner, because then, for example, if it's always a 1, you're like, yeah, it's just like a normal starting hero, whatever. But then if it says level 3, obviously this is a hero at least worth looking at. I think that that'd be kind of interesting to just take a look at that. So it might not actually be worth your time as the FHeroes2 team to make that one little additional bit of code, but I'd like it. So okay, Falagar, I mean, we talked about defeating this guy before. He's coming at me like he can beat me. If he's got 4 bone dragons, he probably beats me, but when else am I going to have a chance to defeat lots of bone dragons, like before they become too big of a problem? Remember that we do have 3 and 6, so he might have some nice spells, but I still should be just as good or better in a lot of ways. I'm going to do this. Barak is going to go through the liths. He'll pick up the sulfur mine first thing in the morning. Maximus is going to go defeat Falagar. You can do it, baby. I believe in you. Those are some big losses. Holy cow. 2 attack, 1 defense, 4 spell power, 3 knowledge. Oh, geez. Oh, geez. This guy's a bit of a problem, wouldn't you say? And you know what I just realized? I don't have a Dispel or a Cure. So if you like blind the Hydras or something, I just lose, I think. Not worried about these smaller creatures here. Somebody's got to jump on the Liches, might as well be the Gargoyles. Curse, I'm actually okay with that. I do want to work on these Bone Dragons first and foremost. Do 95 damage, please. 59. It's not quite what I said, but okay. And 27 Centaurs goes down. The Bone Dragons are going to do tons of damage. I don't really, let's see. Hydras aren't going to have a retaliation anyway. I'm just going to go start to deal with these mutant zombies. Once and twice. Very good. Retaliations, always a good time. Do I have a bless? I don't have a bless. If I haste the Hydras, I might actually move from here to here. I'm not sure what the turn order is going to look like in a second. Let me find out for this upcoming turn. We're going to kill one Bone Dragon here. Nice, we got him, barely. And then yes, if nothing changes, then the Hydras are going to get to go before the Bone Dragons. That's actually a big deal. It's a huge deal. Because I think that might be one more Bone Dragon that we can take off. There's another curse though. So my damage is cut in half. And there's no recourse. There's nothing I can do about that. We're going to skip. And we do 46 damage. It's not nearly enough. One more Bone Dragon goes down. So there's only one Bone Dragon left. The losses are still going to be much better than they were, though, at least. Okay. But as I'm fighting this fight, I can't help but think that the whole reason I'm fighting this fight is actually so that later I can still take Peacekeeper. And if my forces are too thinned out and I can't take Peacekeeper, that's just bad. Like, that's just like really bad. I'm really considering this. If I cast the haste, let's see, 5 speed. If I cast the haste, the Centaurs are going to get to go first next round of combat, and then Falagar is not going to get to run. I already picked off Crag Hack. I feel like I need to pick off Falagar. And so I'm going to use the haste just so that way I can do barely enough damage, 19 out of the 17 required. Falagar, this is a glorious victory. Does not get to run. Please have some artifacts. That's good. That's good. Okay, 2 artifacts. 2 artifacts. We'll take it. We'll take it. And believe it or not, I'm actually going to take the ballistics over the archery. When, not if, but when we fight a castle and these Hydras need to get in, I need them to get in. So it's not a small thing for me to say, hey, buddy, I really need you to just focus up and do your damage and get into the enemies as quickly as you can. Okay. Bearded Man says, kids these days. Yeah, that's what I said. I said that. You know what? Tell you what, I feel like a kid sometimes still, but I have to admit, and I have to recognize at this point, I'm just not. A little too old to be one of the kids. And that's okay. That's fine. It's okay. I'll be sad. Not forever. Oh, look at this. Hold on. Hold on. I think I might have just picked up a free 1,000 experience because you heroes are too slow. You're too slow, Joe. But it does amaze me what the kids the kids are saying these days. The kids these days are absolute savages in every which way. They really amaze me. And I do get to work with kids, and they do make me younger. And it's really funny when occasionally I'll say something. It can be something stupid, something really silly, like, oh, that's lit, fam. And they just think that that's hilarious. Maybe they're absolutely playing me. Maybe they're just like, psh, man, Phixfox, this guy thinks he's cool. We're gonna like play into that and make him think that we think he's cool, but he's not. That might be what's going on right now. I don't actually know, but I kind of do want to know. We want to leave the one skeleton alive. 4 speed, 4 speed, 4 speed. Gotta leave this one skeleton alive. I don't mind if I go kill tons of these peasants though. In fact, maybe I kill all of them. Hopefully I kill all of them. So yeah, Hydras get to go first before these pikemen this upcoming turn. So keep this one skeleton alive. I'm actually gonna back off, maybe. I'm just gonna skip. That curse kind of hurts. Oh no, the turn order. I thought that it was gonna go a different way and it didn't. Now I'm sad. Wait. No, you got 2 spell power, so the haste lasts for 2 turns. Huh. Okay. Well, this wasn't ideal, but I really wanted the Hydras to get that big shot off first, but they're gonna do just fine. Here's the real question. Can 3 Griffins do 16 points of damage? They can. Another glorious victory. Yeah, that was 1,000 experience for free for those 2 heroes. And now I'm going to take the advanced diplomacy because who knows, that might be more useful. Your bone dragons are so out of position though. Your bone dragons are so out of position. Lord Kilburn, you are out of position. What are you doing? I think we're going to go take the Necromancer Castle. I think that we just laid bare the path for our success. And we've got the expert ballistics, so we can actually get the Hydras through. I think I'm going to pick up the Magic Well because we got the pathfinding, so the snow's not too bad. We'll have full spell points. Uh-oh. Never mind. Run! Shoot. Okay, if we beat this guy though, then we're fine. Oh great, it's another knight. So all my value in being Maximus the Knight with 5 attack, 6 defense is now useless because Tryo the Knight has 4 attack, 5 defense. Great. Wonderful. Roman says, as for kids these days, my son was not able to believe that I am older than Google and YouTube. Yeah, kids don't believe that these days. They just think that that thing is older than dirt. And yeah, Google is not that old. Like what, 1997? 1996? You couldn't just Google how to beat these old games back in the day. You had to actually beat them from your own sweat. So yeah, I feel you on that. Bearded Man says, fingers crossed, hope this works. I don't know, this is not working out as well as I would have hoped. Lyshan says, maybe try out on Discord. There is no link in the one I see. Oh yeah, use the Discord for that link. That would be good. Appreciate that. And then Hastrika, hello, appreciated the follow a couple of weeks ago. Thank you so much for being here. Welcome into the chat. We're having a really good time. As you can tell, I'm kind of ignoring chat at the moment just because I'm trying to put all my brain power into beating Broken Alliance. I feel like if ever there was a map, Hastrika, where I need to put my 100% brain power into this map, Broken Alliance is that map. It takes all my effort, that's for sure. Okay. But Google is 2 years younger than Heroes 2. No way. So 1993? 1994? Crazy. Huh. Yeah, Google is way old then. Holy cow. Oh, this is the map from the original demo? Absolutely. It is. Totally is. Broken Alliance is a fun one. And we are struggling, but we're having a good time all the same. And then Tundar says, most replayable map ever. Is it? I think that that's probably true. Maybe the most replayable map ever. Push Beyond is in the chat. Hello, Push Beyond. Nice to have you here. Oh, damn, my favorite show is on. You should totally go watch that favorite show. What is your favorite show? I'm interested to know. And then Tundar says, who else had this map in their introduction to Heroes of Might and Magic? I don't think it was mine. Yeah, I don't think that this was my introduction to Heroes of Might and Magic. Probably the Claw from Heroes of Might and Magic 1 was probably my favorite because I played them sequentially. I played the Heroes games in order. My dad had Heroes 1 and then Heroes 2 and then Heroes 3. And I remember because Heroes 1, he loved it so much, and then when Heroes 2 came out, he's like, I don't know if I like the graphics. I think I'm just going to stick with Heroes 1. And I was like, okay, fine, cool. And then he eventually got into Heroes 2. And then Heroes 3 came out, he's like, I don't know if I like the graphics. I think I'm just going to stick with Heroes 2. And I was like, okay. And then eventually he got into Heroes 3, and that's where he's like, stop, I'm done. I'm not going into Heroes 4, 5, or beyond. So that's where my dad is now. I don't think he's ever played Heroes 4, and I don't think we're ever going to see it happen either. And let's see, it was painful to Tundar, he says. As far as the introduction, it was a painful introduction. There's a couple of bumps and bruises. This map is pretty tough. So I think that this map is playable though. I don't think that Purple got Dimension Door or Summon Boat, so at least it's playable. Tundar says, I played this demo like 1,000 times. I was so happy to get Heroes of Might and Magic 2 Gold for Christmas. What a treat to see all the expansion stuff and play a campaign. What a good memory. I love that. I love that. Hastrika says, I used to get murdered so hard on this map. Yes, absolutely murked. But you think you beat it once. Hey, at least you beat it once. Yeah, that's actually a real struggle there. Being able to beat Broken Alliance, I think that's something you can be proud of. 100%. 100%. You can speedrun this map with 4 heroes standing on mid lists. Yeah, we did that when we played as Orange. I'm trying to play this a little bit more traditionally this time. Clearly it's not the best. It's not going very well because I can't even defeat Yellow, but we're trying. But never occurred to you back in the day, Hastrika? Yeah, me neither. It was a strategy I came up with way later in my Heroes of Might and Magic career, that's for sure. Roman says, but I was able to beat this map with Purple starting with Dimension Doors on easy. That sounds pretty good. That's actually a really fun way of doing it. Like sometimes we play on expert difficulty or impossible because it's like fun for the challenge, and sometimes, bros, we just want to play the game and have fun. And so playing on easy for the fun, that sounds pretty good to me. +1 knowledge and some spells would elevate your knight hero so much, Trenlo says. I completely agree. We are up to the 2-2 now, but just a little bit ago we were at the 1-1, and I think that was part of the worry when that haste didn't get the Hydras faster than the pikemen the previous playthrough. I was like, wait a second, do I only have 1 spell power? Do I have 2 spell power? I did have 2 spell power, but even just 1 additional little bit here and there is going to go a long, long way. And again, we do also really want a cure or a dispel. That's pretty useful. Tundar says, I remember once beating Titan attack from purple and feeling like a pro as I was still on my first castle. Must have been 9 years old. What a good memory. Yeah. And those moments, they stick with you in your gaming career. I love that. Beardman did send that through Discord. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. And then ruh-roh. We're all having a really tough time with this map. McLawlet says, before Google, you actually had to go to the library and manually go through all the books to find what you needed for the paper. Also, God bless the wiki's existence. Yes. Oh my gosh. Absolutely. I don't think I ever... I mean, I used libraries. I remember back when I learned the Dewey catalog system for the library when I was a kid because I thought that it would never go out of style. And then just as soon as like the next summer after I learned the whole library system, they went over to digital. And I was very upset that I learned that whole system for nothing. So very sad. My sister, she was a librarian for a time, and she says, yeah, I don't miss it. It wasn't something worth missing. Again, one of those things where the internet just made it so much better so quickly. Push Beyond says, you are Fix. You are. I am so far behind on chat. So far behind on chat, but we are officially caught up. We did it. We're caught up on chat. And now we just have to deal with this. Folks, I mean, we have no spells. Oh, what your favorite show was? Oh, I'm your favorite show. Oh, thank you, Push Beyond. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm so glad. That's the nicest thing anybody said to me all day. Thank you. I appreciate that. Let's see. I don't know how to win this fight. I don't want to take a lot of losses, but I think I'm okay to lose a couple of, like 1 or 2 Hydras and a couple of Minotaurs before we surrender. It's 4,000 gold to surrender. We've got plenty of gold here. I don't really want to send the Liches, or rather the Gargoyles, up to the Liches. I just don't think that's going to be useful for me. I'm going to try and get these Bone Dragons up here. You're going to go into a completely defensive position? What are you, insane? The Bone Dragons didn't even move. They're going to completely stick on these Power Liches as if they're going to win the game for you. How much damage were the Power Liches doing? 56 damage? That's a bit. That's not a ton. The Hydras are going to take forever to get down this battlefield. Should I just surrender right now? If I have a haste, we win this fight easy because the Hydras get down the battlefield twice as fast. Well, I don't want to say we went easy. Minotaurs. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Minotaurs 1, 2, 3, 4. They go to here. I would have to keep the skeletons out of this little area. I think I can do that actually if I put the griffins right there. I'm going to take another 56 points of damage from these Power Liches. Yeah, you didn't even kill one Minotaur. Yeah, I'm never gonna get to the Power Liches, and the Hydras are gonna take way too long to get into this fight. Should I surrender now? Really, that's my question. Should I surrender now? Because skeletons are gonna defend. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. Gargoyles can get into the Power Liches first thing this next turn, at least. I mean, we're gonna get kited into oblivion in just a moment or two. 3 to 5. Down to 4, down to 2. Keep working on the bone dragons. Okay, 3 Minotaurs goes down. Might as well do the damage where you can. We kill 1 bone dragon yonder. Gargoyles do go down. Four to 9 skeletons. Hydras start to do a little bit of damage. It's good. I mean, Minotaurs are just as good for killing skeletons as anything right now. Hydras are going to get a nice double hex attack off in a moment or two. Into 20 here. 3, we're killing 3 at a time. 5 Hydras left. You're not gonna be able to lifesteal with these vampire lords like you would want. I think I win this fight. I think that the power of the Hydra is just gonna obliterate those guys. Look at this. Why did you wait so long for the curse? That's my question. Skip. See, when people talk about how like they don't like the Hydras and they rank them like so much lower than other factions creatures, I look at this fight and I'm like, yeah, but look at, oh, are we gonna get kited in? I needed to keep the Minotaur alive. 17 shots with 2 power liches. I got great morale. If I can catch you right now, that would have been awesome if I got the great morale right then and there. You're doing 12 points of damage. We're gonna get kited into oblivion. Oh my gosh, wait. I hate you. Come back. No. Why are you like this? Okay, hold on. This might be perfect. No, there's 6-speed creatures on 2-speed creatures. So here's what you gotta do. You gotta check the damage. You've got 11 more shots. Let's just assume you're doing 15 points of damage. That's gonna be 150 points of damage. I'm gonna have like 1 Hydra left. Normal luck, I'm gonna have 1 Hydra left by the time. Unless I get good morale, I gotta play this out because I might get good morale. If I get good morale right here, for example, or right here, not here. Good morale here is not gonna help me. I've got great morale. Come on, you've got to give me great morale at some point. You have to. It's the law. The law says that you must give me great morale. I'm going to kill you. I'm going to catch you. And when I catch you, you're going to have the worst time. Okay, please? Here, just right here. Where's my morale? Oh, this is so painful. Is that a Hydra? 8 HP left. Come on. Come on. Come on. Oh, wait. Yeah, we still have good morale. Okay, so Maximus has great morale. The Hydras have good morale because the morale is calculated off these bone dragons, decreasing the enemy's morale by 1. We still have good morale. We should still be able to catch you. But now we're down to 1 Hydra. 3 shots, 1 Hydra. I don't care. I'm going to win this fight. I'm going to win this fight. 56. I don't think I win this fight. You're gonna get 2 more shots? 40 HP? 40 HP? I didn't get good morale 1 single time. Game's busted. Game's broken. I gotta back off. 13 points of damage. I gotta run. I can't win. I can't win, folks. I can't win. We're doing 4 to 9 damage. I can't win. I can't do this. Maximus surrenders to the enemy and departs in shame. Yeah, shame is the way that I would put it too. You should be ashamed of yourself for not giving me 1 instance of good morale. You had so many chances to give me 1 additional instance of good morale, and you never did. hurt and shocked. I am distraught. I'm devastated. My disappointment knows no bounds. My heart has been wrenched from my chest and it has been flung into the window yonder before me. And just as my heart looked to join the doves and fly with the angels chorus, we've realized that there's nothing else we can do except suffer in embarrassment and shame. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, and we lose Brock too. At that point, that's just, yeah. Okay, sure, fine. Oh my goodness. Well, at least red player's been vanquished, and we're gonna get the opportunity to kill this other yellow hero here. If we can defeat Lord Kilburn, great. But folks, this was my chance, because I think that if I defeated Tryo, I think I would actually get the chance to defeat the yellow Necromancer's Castle. He needed to win that fight so bad, and so did I. Maybe if I'd picked up this watchtower, that might have actually been enough. With a couple more orcs, my morale would have been worse, but we saw that morale didn't really help me in that previous fight, now did it? So anyway. Perfect. Let me get caught up on chat. McLaughlin says, oh, we still use the library card catalog in a few specialized libraries. Oh, very nifty. Fun. I'm glad that it's still useful. I'm glad it's not a dead skill. Bearded Man says, it wasn't for nothing. The process of learning something, even if it doesn't end up having a use itself, is great training for the mind. Absolutely. I wish that you could tell the kids that I work with that, because many a time they will say, Phixfox, when am I ever going to need this in my real life? And the kid is studying chemistry, for example. And what I told the kid most recently, I was like, well, look at this. Someday you're going to have a kid, right? And the guy's like, yeah. I'm like, okay. So when you talk to your kid and your kid asks you, hey, Dad, how does a battery work? Chemistry is going to be important, so you know how to answer your kid's question. If for no other reason than your kid is going to think that you're awesome, that's a good reason to know what's going on. And the kid was like, I guess that does work. And I said, okay, good. I'm glad we agree. I want to have full spell points to attack Lord Kilburn, and I think that with 4-speed zombies, I think I should be able to reach him. Let's see, and I got the basic logistics. I think I can beat him. I think I can catch up to him wherever he goes. Yeah, I think I can catch up to him wherever he goes. So I'm going to wait. It's day 5. He goes in that direction. I might be able to reach him. We'll see. Why don't we just fry them up now and serve them with chips? Says Phixfox wife. Calm down, Marty. Don't tell me to calm down, pony boy. You see, this is marriage for me. Me and my dear sweet wife, we just quote Disney movies back and forth all the time. That's just what we do. And it's a happy life, I think. You would have to ask her. I think that what she feels about it is more important than what I feel about it, but I digress. Okay, so we're back. And 4 attack, 3 defense. The necromancers using these knight-based troops is actually a little bit frustrating because they're doing a good job. Like, really, they're doing a good job for themselves. I'm going to attack because I don't care if the Bone Dragon goes here or here. I don't care, and I just don't know. Wait, how about I haste? Yeah, how about I haste so we get to go before the Bone Dragons? But then the Griffins can do their damage. 39. Nice. And then we get 31 to 91 damage off. Halflings only did 42 damage. Not that good, not that good. We'll do another 15 to whatever damage there. Bone Dragons are going to go for the Halflings. Halflings are mostly dead, but they were mostly dead before anyway. 48 HP. I think I actually need to probably pull one of these Gargoyles or these Griffin stacks off to go and deal with them. It's going to be the Gargoyles because these other creatures have already taken their turn. 18, 48. I wish I had a damaging spell. Haste on the Centaurs. Maybe they're going to do enough damage with the Gargoyles. That was 25 damage. There's 23 damage remaining. Oof. 4 HP left. Got him. Wasn't even close. First try. And it looks like Lord Kilburn's going to run. Cost me 22 of these halflings, which I didn't really need them anyway, but, you know, I'm sad that I don't have them. And then I'm actually going to make a beeline for the Shrine of the Second Circle. I think that could be pretty good for me for a nice damaging spell, I hope. Remember, we do have the Evercold Icicle. If it's a cold ray here, we are in the money. We're doing good if that's the case. We do have 2 Sulfur Mines. I mean, we do have 2 Sulfur Mines, so we do need this ore to keep getting bigger and badder all the time, but it's day 6? I don't know. Maybe we take this Night Castle? if they don't have any real nice defenders, tell you what, we're gonna get the Thieves Guild just so I can know what I'm dealing with here for 5 wood. Because if there's lots of defenders in here, swordsmen are probably too many. I don't know, maybe we hire Flint the Wizard. We'll leave these slower troops here. Maybe we can reach first thing in the morning and we can do a resupply maybe the day after. We are still holding on to these 2 gold mines. It's kind of impressive. I don't know. Yellow's running. I should be able to get this Shrine of the Second Circle and then back over here. Tyro's just kind of hanging out. Lord Kilburn with his 4 and 5 is going to be coming from the Necromancer Castle very soon, though. Like, I know that for sure. We're going to wait with Flint. We're not going to be able to reach all the way over here. We could maybe, I don't know. Hold on. What if I do this? Split, stay, go to here, and then we'll hire another hero with 6-speed boars. And then we should actually get a nice resupply. We can attack on day 1. Sounds good. I don't know if it'll work. I don't know if this is actually going to be useful, but when you have an extra 2,000 gold per day from gold mines, you can do silly stuff like this and you don't feel horrible about it. Hope that Mandigal doesn't actually attack Flint. He might though. If he does, that just makes that castle easier to take. We lost one of our sulfur mines. And then folks, astrologers proclaim this to be the month of the vampire. I really could have done without that. Really could have done without that. Oh, that's kind of nifty though. Pack of vampires is just sitting there, doing nothing. Let's see, what's most important? I think with 10,000 gold, we're just gonna purchase everything. Yeah, we're gonna purchase everything, and then we're hoping that we're still gonna have enough gold to get the dragons in the next 3 days when we have our other forces. Because if you haven't noticed, all we're waiting on right now is for 8 more ore in order to get our green dragons. Once we have the green dragons, I'm going to be feeling much better about my life. By the way, this lightning bolt is actually pretty useful. It's actually kind of a big deal, I think. I do declare. This might be the easiest time I ever have in taking this castle, even though I don't really care about this castle, in the sense that, like, I don't want the knight troops. This is a good castle in the sense that it gives me the opportunity for an extra 1,000 gold per day. Remember, we've got the expert ballistics here. So even with the fortifications and this lightning bolt, we should win this fight and do it pretty convincingly. In fact, I will spend the time to lightning bolt down all these creatures and then spend the night in the mage guild. If there's no mage guild, I will buy one. That's how much I care about this. Let's kill halflings. 17. I think I can, with my flying creatures, I think I can actually do a meaningful amount of damage if I fly over the wall here. Probably gonna do a low, that's not good. Keep working on the swordsmen. We kill 2. They're all dead, great. I don't know why I didn't kill the boars. That's actually the bigger force. I can lightning bolt them one more time though, so that's gonna go pretty well for me. That was interesting. That was an interesting interaction. So, turn order, boars went first, and therefore they got their left turret, right turret, and their main shot off, but they then lost their morale. Should that work like that? You tell me what you think. Should it work like that? I don't know. I can't quite say, but I just think that that's interesting what just happened there. So 4, 3, and 1, not too bad. 1,100 experience. Zabrin, they do have a mage guild here. Magic arrow, cure. I needed the cure. I needed the cure. And the stone skin's actually not too bad. We're going to keep Flint a little bit out of the way. Go, go, go. And Jezebel is maybe going to return and mount a successful defense against Tryo if they continue to go south. I don't know what they're going to want to do, but I know that there's 3 bone dragons coming in this direction. But folks, we might have done it. We might have climbed the metaphorical Tower of Babylon. We might be just in a moment speaking to the heavens over here. Weird that the heavens are full of undead forces, but I digress. we've kind of cleared out this area. There's going to be one more main hero with lots of those forces. I think that if we can at least take 3 extra bone dragons a day, we're going to be in an okay position. Maybe not the best. We're going to be at least okay. Hold on, wait a second. So it's Jacqueline coming up. What about this? Take the gems, we go south. They chase her. When Jacqueline goes by, we backdoor with Maximus and take their main castle, and then we trade over this night castle that's got nothing in here. Perfect. I think that the enemy might be dumb enough to fall for that. So let's hope for that. Okay, let's hope that they fall for that. All right, folks, on to a new day, and let me get caught up on chat. McLawlet, this is our generation's how we went to school story. Yeah, back in my day, rather than walking walking to school in the snow uphill both ways, instead what we did is we had to find our sources not through Wikipedia. We had to just, we didn't get to use ChatGPT to write our essays for us, right? Oh my gosh, kids these days, they absolutely write their essays with ChatGPT. And I call them out on it every time. And they're like, nuh-uh, I'm just that smart. I'm like, kid, you do not even know what a preposition is. Don't even talk to me. You did not grow up on Schoolhouse Rock. I did. Trust me. I can tell this is not your writing. We're going to get the green tower soon. Marketplace. We got the marketplace. We're going to get the marketplace now. We're going to get the marketplace in this other castle if we don't already have it. We already do have it. And yeah, I think we're going to be okay. We're going to wait one more turn. If you can tell, I moved Flint just far enough south that this is going to take the yellow player out of their way one more day. They can reach me, so I think that they will. Oh, what are you doing? Are you making a beeline for my dragon castle? I think that they are. Oh no, green player's been vanquished. That's a little bit weird. Is this purple player got tons of titans? No, they don't. Just a few. That's okay. And then we're going to backdoor. Taking some free titans. If this hero goes in this direction, I'm going to have to make a decision. Do you want the green tower that badly or not? For one dragon? Is one green dragon going to be enough to defend this castle of Troy? Probably not. Just in case, I'm going to buy this spellbook for Jezebel. That might be useful. Who knows? This hero is just hanging out. I thought that Flint was going to get taken over very quickly. I guess not. I don't know what yellow and orange are going to do here, though. Okay, yellow actually goes back. That's fine for me. And I think that that's weird. I think that what this means is that I do purchase the dragon tower. If yellow's going to kind of leave my main castle alone for just one more turn, I think that we're going to be in a good enough position where we can carry on. Folks, I just noticed something. Look at this. Do you know what this is? This is a rock. Do you know what this rock is? This is a rock that's also in the map editor. You can use, and this flower, holy crap, wait a second, hold on. Are all of these things from the map editor? This rock is especially from the map editor. I know that because I've recently started making a map after Zentz gave me a great idea. That rock is absolutely from the map editor. You don't notice until you spend time with the map editor, but anyway, sorry. Holy crap, that's from the map editor. But yeah, if yellow's gonna go back up in this area, it's day 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I think I purchased my green tower right freaking now. I purchased the one dragon. And even though I'm 4 speed, this should absolutely be enough to defeat Tryo. It is, 720 experience. We go back, we sit, we wait. And then let's see what yellow does. And then we take your bone dragons, and we've at least secured this upper area. We may not be able to do more than that, but for now, we're doing enough. Interesting. This map did not go the way I thought it would, but it's gone better. But yeah, the LMAOs and the AI Grasshopper has learned from its master. That was from when the 2 power liches that we finally just defeated, when they were kiting me into oblivion. It was the worst. It was the worst. Rise to Ruin, hey Fix. Hey chat. Hi Rise to Ruin. Imagine taking a walk in the park and seeing a bunch of liches being chased in circles by Hydras. If you go to Central Park in New York, I'm sure that there's an equivalency there with a homeless person and like a chihuahua or something. I don't know. But yeah, head in our hands, not like this. Feels strong, man, Sante Paula said. Hey, we're bouncing back, so it feels okay. And yes, Phixfox wife, I was being a little dramatic, my apologies. My disappointment is immeasurable and my day is ruined, Bearded Man says. You know what though, at this point, I'm feeling better about my chances. Everything feels better once you see the dragons. So everything feels better right now. Sante Palace says, I'm the opposite, I liked that fight. It was a good fight. It was a good fight. It was an entertaining fight. Folks, am I in the business of being the best Heroes of Might and Magic player in the world? Or am I in the business of trying to make you laugh and make you smile? I submit to you that I'm in the business of making sure you have a nice day. And so, even if we lose those weird, crazy fights, that's okay. I still did my job. And that makes me happy. Also, and Harry Potter 2. Harry Potter 2. I'm not sure what that's in reference to. Oh, we quote Harry Potter back and forth as well. We quote Disney movies and we quote Harry Potter back and forth. You're completely right. Completely correct. I'm going to kill here. I'm going to kill here. Looks like my... Oh, I killed all of them? That kind of sucks. Whoa! That was a big lightning bolt. 150 points of damage? Wilfrey the Wizard with 6 spell power is actually kind of tough. Jeez. Well, I think I'm going to have to kill... It's going to take me another turn to kill all these forces, unfortunately. 6-speed creatures here. Actually, I can get out of this fight next turn before the enemies get a chance. Let's see. There's 30 HP worth of halflings here. It's got to be the lightning bolt there. Then we kill the skeletons there. Not too bad. 30, 2 and 2. I'll take it. 1,300 experience. That's even going to give us, for our final skill, folks, we're going to take luck. So we're going to have leadership and luck, which combine really, really well. We got logistics and pathfinding, which combine really, really well. We've got wisdom, which in and of itself is fantastic. Archery, ballistics, diplomacy. I think that this is an S tier level of skill progression for this knight hero. This is an S tier example of best built hero you could hope for. You could argue about the ballistics, but because the knights start off with ballistics, you can't really hold it against them, right? You can't hold it against him that he starts off with ballistics and now he has expert ballistics. Yeah, I think that this is S tier for a knight. You could not ask for anything better here. And folks, we do not have bone dragons today, but we will have bone dragons in a little bit. Two more days? 2 more days we will have bone dragons. With 5,800 gold, I'm going to step out of my way 2 steps. I'm going to purchase a new hero, but hold on. Vatawna was Red's main hero, but she ran. Telescope? Spells? What do you have, dear? Lightning bolt? Okay, she's not too bad. She's not too bad. I know that there's something over here that might be useful. I was just going to throw her into the boat. I'm going to send her with the Hydras. I think with these forces and with the Hydras, I think that Vatawna can actually do some damage on the high seas. We're going to let her too. Maximus is going to hang back. You don't want the Hydras with their 2 speed for too long. You're going to supplement your forces with bone dragons. You're going to supplement them probably with these power liches. Leave the 2 centaurs. Yeah, and with nobody attacking us here, we're going to get a couple more green dragons before this enemy ever gets to us. We're set. And still the enemy has not taken our gold mines. Huh. Wild. What a day. Tundar says, yellow usually does well with early genies, red slow, but orange and green tend to lose out, or purple gets beaten, but keeps a castle strong all by itself, no heroes. I have a strat as blue that gets enough gold day 1 for 2 heroes, so you get wood and ore on day 1 or day 2. Orange is nice of purple if they don't get dimension door. Yeah, absolutely. And so right now at this point, I mean, we've lost 2 of our friends. Green and red are both gone. Yeah, and so with orange, barbarians, necros about to go down, and wizards, I think that this map is in a very winnable position. More than that, I cannot say, but I think that we're in a pretty winnable position right now. Uh-oh. Trolls with Hydras. Well, we got 3 trolls at a time that can die. We got 5 bits of lightning bolt damage. Oh, and there's genies. Yeah, we're gonna land here. We're gonna pick up all this. Expert wisdom. We might even go through this pyramid. We're going to see how this goes. Day 7 though, nobody's close. We're going to wait 1 more day, and before I forget, let's actually do it like this so that we have the 6-speed Hydras or the 6-speed gargoyles. Yeah, 6-speed Hydras, that would be the day. And then yeah, I really like how this map has turned out. There's still going to be tons and tons of Titans in the bottom corner, but I'm probably not going to end up playing all the way through. We'll see. I was going to say I might not even play all the way through to just win the scenario, just because It doesn't feel that useful for me sometimes when I know that the game is won. It'll just depend on the timing. I really want to go spend some time with my kid today. It's kind of the most important person in my life, next to like my wife and my kids. They're just really important to me. Okay, 3 trolls goes down. Do we kill 1 or 2? Kill 1. Okay. Gonna lose another genie. Yep, 1 genie goes down, so we're gonna sit here. And actually attacking with the sprites does not matter, because of course it doesn't. They're not gonna do enough damage to kill 1 full troll. Lightning bolt here. I'm gonna save the rest of my lightning bolts. If I can, I just want... if I can, I just want to kill the rest of these creatures by myself. One more troll goes down there. 33 HP. Maybe I should bring the Hydras up. There's no guarantee you kill 1 troll every time. Unless you get the nice retaliation off, I suppose. 1 more troll goes down there. Another one there, fine. 6, 1, and 5, not too bad. That's a free gold mine. That's another 1,000 gold per day. We are going to pick up this artifact and these genies. We're going to roll that into the pyramid. Hope for a really nice spell there. And Jacqueline the Barbarian. Lady, I'm not going to attack you, but if you try to attack me in my castle, I think you're going to find that you're going to have a really bad time with me. 3 attack, 1 defense, not to mention the spells. Yeah, I think she's going to have a really bad time if she tries to attack me. So we're going to stay behind in the castle. I've saved 3,000 gold so I can pick up 2 of these bone dragons. I've got 2 castles, so I'm going to trade most of these resources for the 1 other and 1 lich. Is it even worth bringing the lich? Sure. 6-speed creature, can't be too bad. Yeah, and I think that we're just going to roll from here and just secure this upper left corner, upper right corner. I kind of hope Jacqueline attacks me, because if she does, I think that we beat her. So let's see how this goes. Boreaster says, you ended that sentence with a preposition, bastard. You just reminded me of a quote from one of my most beloved stories. There was a movie I saw recently where that was like one of the jokes. The guy was in Harvard or something, and the guy was like, we do not end prepositions or sentences with prepositions here in Harvard. And yeah, so I wonder what that quote is from one of your beloved favorite stories. I'm interested to know. Maybe it's the same one. Who knows? We lost the Power Lich and we did lose one of the Bone Dragons there. Jacqueline's kind of scurrying away. 6 sulfur, 600 gold. With these dragons, I think I can just roll through this side of the map. And so I think I shall. I'm just going to start to do some damage with Jacqueline because might as well. We'll stay here overnight because there's not a lot of spell points left. Not a lot of movement points. Yellow's trying to come back. We might be able to catch them. Purple being very aggressive. Oop. And I don't know if... I mean, Maximus is my best hero with 6, 7, 2, and 2. I don't think I actually want to fight Jacqueline if I don't have to, though. Let's see. Hold on. Let me see if I can just get one single gargoyle, like so. And then maybe I can reach right about here next turn. Just depends on what Jacqueline wants to do. Obelisk. There's like 6 or 7 obelisks on this map. It looks like it's going to be on the beach. It's going to be here on the left side, so Ultimate Artifact is right about here. It's kind of amazing that I knew that just right off the bat, but I'm pretty sure I'm correct. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. I don't think that Yellow's going to attack. They don't. They're close enough. We should be able to get them with just our dragons. Forces go in. We will supplement here and here. And then Maximus with 2 bone dragons, 4 green dragons, folks. Doesn't look very good for our yellow friend. Yellow player's been vanquished. And so at this point, we are one of the 3 remaining players. Orange barbarians, purple wizards, and then us blue warlocks remain. It's been a bit of a struggle, bit of a fight to get to this position, but I'm really happy with the way that this scenario has worked out. Really, I am. So I can't guarantee that your playthroughs are going to be the same as mine. This one turned out really wild and crazy. But the longer you stay alive, the more likely you are to win in this scenario, I feel like. I feel like. The superior scroll of knowledge increases your hero's knowledge by 4. You come across the remains of an ancient druid. Bones, yellowed with age, peer from the ragged folds of her robe. Searching the robe, you discover a scroll hidden in the folds. Very nice. I'm gonna get rid of these dwarves. No, 2 speed, doesn't matter. For the purposes of speed, it won't matter. And then I'm gonna hope that with 5 genies that we can have Vatawna and her lightning bolts kill so many of these vampire lords that are in there. We're gonna hope that we can surprise Luna with our main hero in just a moment or two, and we're gonna go from there. Tundar says, it's exactly the same rock. Copy and paste if over a screenshot. I promise it ain't the same. Oh, you're sure it's not? Hold on one sec. Save game. Autosave. Hold on. Really? You sure it's not the same? Because I knew exactly which rock I was thinking of. I was thinking of this rock. It was. You sure it wasn't that rock? Are you sure that it wasn't that rock? I think that you're right, though, actually. I think that there was actually a little bit of like lichen on the right-hand side, a little bit of like mossy type stuff. Actually, a little bit more similar to that rock, but that was totally the rock, I think. I mean, because it was close enough anyway. It would make sense to me if the graveyards and some of these other maps where you're fighting battles, it'd be very interesting if they ended up having certain amounts of, what do you call it? Certain amounts of things from the map editor in the same spot. That would just kind of make sense. By the way, this is the map I'm working on. You can't see it yet. I'm just kidding. You can kind of see it. Okay. All right. Back we go. Wait, main menu. There we go. Okay. Back to where we were at. And then Roman says, everything looks better when you are dragons. I wonder how this sentence would sound out of context. I don't know, actually. That's a good question. Everything's better when there's dragons. I'm sure that most people would agree, though. I mean, if you had a pet dragon, everything's better. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. I didn't really see where she went, Luna. I think I'm safe for at least another 2 turns. She could go in this direction. Maybe I should head back, actually. I'm out of movement points, so it doesn't really matter at the moment, but I'll keep an eye on that because I don't want her to cause me any grief or any harm, if I can help it. Okay. Yep, and she's going in the direction I don't want her to go. Uh-oh. I'm 3 turns away. Why was it? Oh, gosh. I should have traveled up the road here. I traveled the wrong way. That's actually going to cost me a full extra day's worth of travel. Might as well purchase everybody because guess what? We've got 4 gold mines at the moment. Jezebel's going to continue on her way, and I don't want her to fight. I just want her to scout. Looks like she's not going to get a choice, though. She's going to fight. And then it's time for me to go into the pyramid. Let's do this. Trinlo did say, by the way, perfect set of skills for Maximus. I contended that it was an S tier level of secondary skills for Maximus. He agrees. Perfect. I appreciate that. Perfect. McLaulet said, and this was probably a while ago, I'm sorry, I'll take my leave for today. I wish you all a good night or a good day. McLaulet, thank you so much. I hope that your babies are wonderful. I hope that they are fantastic. I hope that they sleep great, and I hope that you sleep great too. Take very good care. Boyster says it was a quote from Stargate, the SG-1 series. You know, I always liked Stargate just from what little I saw on TV, but I didn't see nearly as much of it as I should have. Maybe that was a mistake on my part. OpenNaut's in the chat. Hello, OpenNaut. Nice to have you here. Welcome, welcome. Hi, Phixfox. Hi, chat. We are playing some blue player Broken Alliance as the Warlocks, and oh boy, a little bit tough, but we're there. We're officially to the point where I think that this map is winnable. Not always is it winnable. This time it is. Tundar does say that it's never the same on this map. There's the typical stuff, but it's never always the same. Oh, but you did know which rock I meant. Perfect. I'm sure I've already checked it out because I'm that guy. Good. The map is called the 2 Rocks. No, but the map will be, I don't know what we'll call the map yet. It's going to be the search for, I haven't decided. It's going to be the search for Natty. Because Zentz pointed out from our most recent video on the portraits for Heroes Might and Magic 2, he's like, does it look like Natasha actually has the arcane necklace? And when you look at it, Natasha, the sorceress, actually looks like she has the arcane necklace for the +4 spell power. That's kind of interesting. That's really kind of interesting. Because then maybe she is the hero that is rescued from the cursed tomb. And if that's the case, then Astra, who has the hieroglyphs in the back of her portrait, maybe Astra's the one that goes to save her. And so this upcoming map is the search for Nat or Natalie or, you know, Natasha. So that way you can go find your friend here who's been in a pyramid. Speaking of pyramids, though, we come upon a pyramid of a great and ancient king. We are tempted to search it for treasure, but the old stories warn of fearful curses and undead guardians. Will you search? Yes, we shall. It says we're going to lose. I disagree because we've got a spell lightning bolt that's going to do tons and tons and tons of damage. 125. That looks pretty good to me. We do want to stay close to the Hydras. And actually it's great because now the Vampire Lords are all going to kind of stack on each other, which is even better. I'm going to cast a lightning bolt on this group over there. Down to 1. And then, yeah, these Hydras are going to retaliate in a big, big way here. I don't think that it's possible that these Vampire Lords are going to retaliate or bring up one more. It looks like they did, actually. They killed one genie, and so they did rejuvenate one more of their stack. But so long as these 4 Hydras are here to kill so many royal mummies, we're still going to win this fight, no problem. I will spend whatever lightning bolts it will take to win and do well. Oh boy, but once you're cursed, all of a sudden, the Hydras do half damage, and that doesn't feel great. 19 HP left, 5, 7, 4. Let's do a bolt here. Kill here. Double damage with the good luck. And I think I can just hit Q to end the battle from here. It's going to be 4 HP on this genie, which is nice. And therefore they shall fly away and call it a day. So 2 Hydras, 1 of the genies for this pyramid, not too bad. 1700 experience, folks. Whatever spell we're going to get here in this pyramid, I'm going to use. If it's Dimension Door, Vatawna just became the coolest hero ever. Let's do that. Summon Earth Elemental. That's actually pretty cool because look, she's got 100 knowledge and 5 spell power. Summon Earth Elemental is going to summon 15 Earth Elementals at a time. She's actually a pretty good hero right now. That's a really worthwhile spell. I like that spell. In fact, she might even try and just land outside of Quicksilver in the next couple of days and do tons of damage. There's a lot I need to do on this map still to win. This is not, you know, the map's not over at this point, but there's still a lot to be done. There's a lot to be done. You love it. Very interesting, Tundar says. I appreciate that. Yeah. We'll see if I can make a map half as good as your maps, but all the same. Zence had just that fun idea, and I wanted to see it in action, and that's how we're doing it. We're just moving on. Taking care of business. Okay, speaking of business, Agar's got a job. There's a gold mine here that's absolutely free. We did clear it out with our main hero. Like, we cleared the path out, but then we didn't actually have time to pick it up. Troy, I think we're probably going to lose that in just a second or two. There's nothing we can do. Tyro, level 6 knight though. Hold on. All of a sudden, these defenders just got a real good fighting chance at winning. Yeah, much better chance. I'm going to get rid of the orcs and all these other creatures just for morale purposes. And with no other forces here, yeah, I like this. This is not too bad. Tyro, 4-6. I don't know how good Luna is, but I feel much better about this. That's very good. Let's see what she does. Jezebel abandons the cause. Aragon is just too much. Too tough, too powerful. Orange is making great use of that silly spell there. They're doing tons of summon boats. And it looks like we are going to get back in time just barely. In fact, purple might wander a little bit too close. Yeah, if purple wanders to right about here, we might be able to get a good resupply on day 1 and defeat them. This feels pretty good. I'm still going to try and defend this castle as opposed to like evacuate these troops. But I like my odds here. This feels good. Vatawna's back in the boat. And she'll be heading south instead of to the north. Astra's grabbing what she needs there. Is there another boat here, shipyard? I'm going to purchase one more boat, and I will have Astra go in that direction. It looks like there's some free flotsam and stuff in this other direction that we'll want to handle. And it's very important to me that I actually have Agar step on this lith and just stay put. I don't want any enemies backdooring me. Tyro staying put. Just for giggles, I'm going to upgrade this to the right turret. Right turret. All right, and let's see what purple does. Rice says, it would be cool in the open battle terrain to have water tiles, like ponds you can't step in, or on a river that acts like a moat restricting movement. So restricting movement and also having like the -3 defense, that would be really cool, Rice Ruin. I think that would be a interesting addition to a battle map. Yeah, I'd love to see that. That'd be very, very cool. Purple decided not to attack us. That doesn't mean we are not going to attack them, though. Yeah, I think that's a great idea. I'd love to see that in action. And I mean, just the battles in general, I don't think that there's anything wrong with the battles. I do think that we've seen some other games that have some interesting things. Like, for example, I kind of enjoyed the idea, not all of it, but I enjoyed the idea of Songs of Conquest with their raised terrain. I thought that that was an interesting idea. I'd love to see some additional implementation with like height being used for defensive purposes and such. I think the Heroes 4 did that a little bit when they have like castles and defenses, and you would park your hero on top of a castle, and then they would do extra damage as they're raining damage down upon your enemies. Interesting stuff there. I don't know how long-term effective that would be, but just something cool to think about anyway. Looks like the gargoyles are going to get pretty much toasted. Crusaders, there you go. But rats, at least we can do double damage here through the swordsmen into the titans. Time for good morale. Rats. I know that the bone dragons really do hurt our morale quite a bit, but we are up to X advanced leadership. Oh, so we can still get +1. That's gonna be pretty nice, actually. And then let me see, best thing to do here. 20 rangers have already taken their turn. I'd kind of like to kill crusaders. Somebody's got to kill these rangers though, so we're gonna go down with the griffins and kill them there. And then I don't know, bone dragons, they can just stay in the way. Yeah, let's just have them stay in the way a little bit. 125 damage onto the bone dragons. That's from the lightning bolt. And then these titans and crusaders have already gone. The bone dragons are toast. I think that this just means I need to go straight for these titans here. It's going to be 216 points of damage, 50 damage in retaliation. I'm going to work on these crusaders. I do have the lightning bolt here. We're going to go 1 and 2. Griffins kill 1 more crusader. It's hoping for 2 there. There's 2 HP on this top stack. 6 speed, 5 speed. These dragons are still alive. The crusaders goes down. And it looks like with 179 HP left, 1, 2, 3, 4. Looks like it's got to be griffins. And we can do how much damage? 50 points of damage here? That's not enough. I don't have a slow. I'd really like a slow to adjust the turn order. I think that Luna the Sorceress with her 2 attack, 5 defense is going to be able to get to run here. I don't think there's anything I can do about it. Even if I had good morale 2 times, that wouldn't be enough. Good morale here maybe would be enough to help. Looks like she just doesn't... Looks like she just didn't want to run. 2 extra defense from the stealth shield and the Ankh and the defender's helm. What are you doing, lady? Oh my goodness, it's time for you to run. It was time for you to run a long time ago. Wow. Nifty. I did not expect that. Okay, we will take it though. Expert logistics or expert leadership? Tell you what, I want everybody to tell me what they think is best here, because I think that both are good, right? I want you to let me know what you think in the chat. What would you prefer? Expert logistics or expert leadership? Tundar says that water elements should get a buff when standing in the moat. Oh, that would be actually really fun. They're just like getting stronger because of the moat. Those little fun interactions, I think that's one of the things I love about Heroes 3 so much. For example, like the Badge of Courage makes you immune to mind-affecting spells. Those little unseen mechanics, just because they're fun and they make sense in the world, I think that those are cool. I think those are cool. Bearded Man, Hydras proving their worth? Absolutely. I think in this playthrough, the Hydras were the reason between a win and a loss. Absolutely. So Hydras did a great job. Again, I know that they get slept on. I know with their 2 speed that they're really tough to use, but I think that they've done themselves magnificently in this playthrough. That was pretty wonderful from them. Open Out says, or some kind of swamp that would have an effect like slow when creatures pass through it. Yeah, so maybe they don't lose 1 full turn like you do with the moat, but they get a little bit slower, sort of a deal. It would make flying creatures even better. So for balance purposes, I mean, flying creatures are already kind of overpowered in their own sense anyway, but it would add an extra degree of difficulty. And I'll tell you what I really want to see have happen. when the FHeroes2 team is putting all their nifty things together, what I really want to see is them having the opportunity in the map maker to dictate what a fight is going to look like. For example, we saw in the Phixfox fights the rogue leader playthrough, right? It was the Athlan playthrough, and there was like 1,500 rogues. We were able to win that fight because of some very interesting terrain and some tactics. But as a map maker, if you can set the terrain and set some very interesting parameters for a specific fight, you can deliver a very interesting experience. And I think that that'd be pretty interesting and cool to do. So, whether it's like a swampy sort of a deal or whether it's like rocks and terrain, whatever the case is, I'd love it if map makers at some point had the ability to control that if a fight takes place on these squares, that this is what the terrain's going to look like. I think you could make some really cool stuff happen like that. Tundar says, I like that. Like a Spiked Grove type of spell. Whoa, buddy. Oh my. Yeah, I would like that. Santipala says, I would like it if the cemetery, pyramid, etc. had a custom battle terrain that looks like fighting inside the object. That would be really sick. I would love that. So custom for the pyramid, custom for the cemetery. Cemetery does sometimes have like little gravestones, but I think that they could do better. I agree with you. I think they could do better. So I got 1 vote for leadership, 1 vote for logistics. Let's see. Logistics, leadership, logistics. Man, holy cow. Hold on, one of those. Tundar, the first thing you said was leaderships, and then the second thing you said was logistics in the first bit of the deal. So let's see. So I got 1 for leadership, 1 for logistics, 2 for logistics, 2 for leadership, 3 for logistics. It's logistics. I think that with the dragons, like since we have strong dragons, you could definitely argue that having the additional morale would be even more important. If we've just lost the bone dragons, it's not going to be as big of a deal. So the logistics is going to be useful all the time, sure. But in general, both are useful. You were arguing for leadership, but both is useful. Yeah, I see that. At first it was, you said leadership, and then you were arguing against logistics for the other one. So logistics for what? So little desert and swamps. But then leadership, if you want the bone dragons in the future, we will Tobal. And so yeah, leadership in the future. Right now we don't have the bone dragons, but in the future it'll be nice. And oh yeah, pathfinding for all types of terrain. Yes. Okay, great. But the possibility of editing battle terrains, Roman agrees that would be kind of interesting. I would love to see that. That would be pretty fantastic. Boreaser says, okay, gonna crash for some sleep. Have fun, y'all. Boreaser, thank you so much. I feel bad. I don't think I have ever finished a playthrough with you because you're always staying up until 1 or 2 in the morning. Someday I will hurry very, very fast and I will complete a scenario before you have to go to bed. My hope is that that'll be soon, but it's not today. Take very good care. Have a wonderful night. Bye-bye. Okay. 7, 7, and 15. Well, we just took out a big purple hero. I don't know. I kind of want to go clear out this area. It seems to me good to do so. And I gotta say that with these forces, I don't know. I'd like to land here and take this castle. It's day 1, so I don't think that that's going to be very possible, very likely for me. We did see an orange player land in the very center here. There you go. There's Aragon. And so we're just going to want to hit skip one more time just to pull ourselves back through the lith. Tryo is out of things to do. He's a really good hero, though. Maybe I can send him up here to pick up these necromancer troops. Uh-oh. I did it again. And so Tryo is going to go down, unfortunately, but I think he's worth bringing back. Basic leadership, basic logistics, basic pathfinding. Yeah, I think I will bring him back, but he's probably going to go to Dragadoon and then come back from there. This actually, seeing this hero here, I didn't realize that Ector was pushed so far into my back line. I'm probably going to have to turn around and go handle him in just a moment. Orange took out Peacekeeper. Orange defeated the dragons, and they've got a red tower there. I would like for them to not keep that any longer than necessary. So we're going to take a look at that. Gem, she's got lots, several, few, a pack, and few. Vatawna still does have 7, 14. She's got 3 lightning bolts for 125 damage each. She does not have a single earth elemental here because we don't have a magic well anywhere nearby. I think I can defeat this force though. I'm gonna go do this. I just want Gem to stay out of my territory. Just like leave me alone and don't come back. It says that we lose 36 spell powers with 5 spell power. This is actually probably more than I can deal with. We're gonna drop 2 lightning bolts, 1 there, 1 there. I'm gonna stay back with the genies. If I attacked anywhere, I would attack right here, kill 1 to 2. Maybe I should. I'm probably gonna eat a lightning bolt in a second with these genies. So let's actually go attack before anything else bad happens. 2 Ogre Lords goes down, there's a slow. We're gonna eat so much damage. But then these Orc Chiefs actually don't get to do much there. That's good. 2 more lightning bolts, remember, and 3 Hydras. Ooh. That was an interesting... Death Ripple does 175 damage. Oh, it does 25 damage per stack, and then it did a total of 175 damage. You just Death Rippled yourself to kill my genies. What, are you insane? That sounds like something I would do. It does, yeah. The worst part about it is that does sound like something I would do. Gotta kill the Orc Chieftains now. I'm probably gonna use my last lightning bolt on these Ogre Lords in a moment. I'm gonna go south and work on these creatures. 1 Hydra goes down. Uh-oh. Oh no. Well, I guess the Vatawna's actually gonna end up running away. We could get blind locked here, so we're just gonna run. It's not worth it. We lost the boat, we lost those extra creatures, but now I've even got a better hero that can actually camp out right about here in Zabrin. So we lost 2 good heroes, didn't we? Hold on, what happened to Tryo? Tryo didn't get attacked? What? Okay, yeah, so it's gonna be Vatawna that actually brings these necromancy forces up. She needs to stay in the Mage Guild overnight though, unless there's another magic well right along the way. It doesn't look like there is though. Huh. So she's just gonna stay right there. Oh, Magellan's Maps. I did not know this was here. 1,000 gold for view of all the seas. We will take that. Endless purse of gold, 500 extra gold a day. Great artifact to get from that shipwreck survivor. Astra's already making moves. She's a money woman. Yeah, money woman. Doing good stuff. Taking care of business. And then recall that we had said the Maximus was going to go in this direction, and we're deciding against that, knowing that orange is so big and so strong over here. This is just a night castle. This is not that big of a deal. So Maximus is instead going to take his 7 green dragons to the south. With 3 castles that all have a marketplace, though, I'm going to look to purchase the red tower and then upgrade these green dragons into red dragons. Let's see. 1 bit of sulfur there. Here. And I think it's going to be 7 more sulfur. We got 61 gems, though, so this shouldn't be too bad. Here. And all this does is get us from 4-speed creatures up to 5-speed creatures, but it also gives us an extra 50 HP. So here we got 250 HP, 13 attack, 13 defense. Compared to the green dragons with only 12 and 12 attack and defense and the 200 HP. So you get +1 speed, +1 attack, +1 defense, and an extra 50 HP. I think that that's worth the upgrade. That's worth the time. And so red dragons are going to continue on. And I think that this is actually going to be big enough to deal with whatever forces we might come across in a little bit. So happy with all this. Orange does not know what they're doing. They don't know where they're going. They land. They're landing. They're landing. 1,000 gold extra a day. I'm gonna go straight for their Sorcerer's Castle. I'm not gonna follow around Ector. If we purchase all of these forces, we're not gonna have enough gold for all of them. But it feels like, I don't know, time to trade? I don't think it's time to trade just yet. Yeah, not time to trade just yet, but I kind of wish I'd had just a little bit more resources just for the gold. Should I trade 18 gems to get another level of Mage Guild? I'm going to do it real quick. So, 2nd level Mage Guild up to level 3 for Vatawna here. Mass Dispel, not too bad. Not too bad. Can these forces beat Ector? 100 spell points. If for no other reason, then she can hire as many of those Earth Elementals as possible. I'm going to send her in this direction. And then that means I don't feel too bad about letting Ector go another day, because the best he can do is get into here. Vatawna should catch him. And so we will go south from here. Very cool. And Sante Paula says, leadership wins battles, logistics wins wars. Very good way of looking at it. If you know that you're going to simply start fighting a whole bunch, then yeah, you want to consider the logistics more so, or rather the leadership more so, in combat stats, right? But being able to outmaneuver your opponents, I think that that's what you're discussing, where you're saying it wins the war. Because maneuvering your opponent on the adventure map, I mean, that's really what Heroes is all about, right? It's trying to find whatever advantages you can on the adventure map and then leverage those against your opponent so that you can win. So yeah, I think that we're on the same page with that. What are you doing? Buddy. Buddy. No, not like this. Not like this. No. Glorious victory, 1500 experience. We will take it. We're going to pick up this +1 for the attack skill. And is there another hero here? Aragon. This is actually going to be a much tougher fight. Do I keep the dragons split like I have them? I don't think so. I think what I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to have 1, 4, and 2. Phixfox, it sounds weird. Yeah, I know. But this way I can potentially do... Uh-oh. I can potentially hurt myself with my phoenixes. No. What I can really potentially do is I can have just one single dragon here. 8 Cyclops are going to get their own phoenixes, which is great. 87 HP left. Cool. Here. And then Cyclops are currently blessed. I got the curse. I can immediately mitigate that. I think I will. Yeah, it's just not worth taking double hex damage again. That's so good. So we're going to curse that. I'm going to hope that they don't do 55 damage when there's only 5 left. Oh, with the good morale, they got me. Rats. Okay. That's okay. These things happen. We're going to kill 2 to 3 up here. We're going to leave these 4 and these 17. That's going to be a double hex attack in just a moment or two. 7 Griffins are probably going to go down very, very quickly. Uh-oh. Cyclops are going to get the double hex attack one more time off, but it's not going to be that good. Oh, did not expect that, but we will take it. And then another curse. 17 Ogre Lords are doing not minimal damage, but much less. By the way, Aragon the Barbarian, 8 attack, 5 defense, 8 spell power left, or 8, yeah, 8 spell points, but 8 attack and 5 defense versus my 7 attack and 10 defense. This is why we're using these might-based heroes. Like, they're just that good. I don't want to toast my own Griffins, but I don't want the Ogre Lords to step up and do a double hex attack in a moment. So we're just gonna do it like this. Okay. Okay. 80 HP. One more curse. Minimal damage. Can't be bad. 14 HP goes off on those red dragons. And the enemies run 2200 experience. We saved a dragon, but the enemy did get to run, so it feels kind of bad. There's our leadership that we were hoping for before. And then Quicksilver. This should not be too big of a fight. No losses there. And we've taken a castle that does have phoenixes in it. And it's got a 5th level mage guild. View all, Fire Blast, Hypnotize, Summon Boat, Dragon Slayer. Slow. Good. Very good. We're happy for all this. So, best you've ever seen? Maybe not the best you've ever seen, but this is pretty okay. Happy for all that we've just run into there. Worth noting that I actually don't know what Gem's going to do, and if she's going to land right over here, I want to be able to get back. So I'm going to stay hidden, just quietly sitting right here, assuming that she's going to land there and cause me grief. It's not probable, but it's likely enough that I'm going to wait in case she does decide to do something silly, something harmful. Who hurt you, Gem, the sorceress? Who hurt you? And why are you now making it a problem for the rest of us? By the way, that kind of talk doesn't actually help. Telling somebody, like, why are you the way you are and stuff, doesn't actually solve their problems or help them not be toxic in life. I feel like I would love to see I don't know. I've thought about this. I kind of like to see a Phixfox second channel where I don't do games. I don't do heroes. It would be something else. Something that's more like uplifting. Something like, hey, how do we support each other? And not something that I just riff. Every time you see me playing Heroes of Might and Magic 2, as we're doing right now, this is off the top of the head riffing. I am not well prepared, and I am not presenting something. I'm presenting the game, but in a very different way than you usually would see me present something else. This would be maybe an opportunity for me to present topics that were related to, hey man, how do I support those around me? How do I look after like my personal care? When I tell people at the end of these streams, look after you, look after your friends, look after your family, because if you don't, who will? Like, I really mean that. And I don't remember exactly how early into these videos I started to say that sort of stuff, but I've always believed that it's important to look out for your mental health and be supportive of those around you. And maybe it's not even the kind of thing where it would be, oh, Phixfox is going to change your life. He's just going to share this mind-breaking thing with you. I think that positivity is actually something that you can't just learn all at once. Positivity is something that you have to just be steadily steeped in, a little bit here, a little bit there, more and more over time. That's how we kind of have that positive vibe rub off on us. And I don't know, I think that there's a part of me that would actually enjoy being able to have like a daily positivity something. It definitely wouldn't be here on the Phixfox gaming channel for YouTube that we find. It would have to be different than that, but just things I think about, you know, would it be interesting? I'd be interested. So, because positivity does really matter to me in that regard. And I think that there's so much information out there and so many important, like kind of uplifting things that we can learn and think about. I know I need to be more positive. Every single day I need to be more positive. So yeah, how about I just go on that personal journey and then I just get to bring you along? Could be good. Could be good. Okay, but I digress. There's nobody here at the moment. I'm still a little bit worried that enemies are going to pop out from behind, but Agar is too valuable as a hero just to leave on a lith forever. Eventually, he's got to go and do something. Gem is going to take at least 1 or 2 days to get back to here. I think the Vatawna can go catch her, and with my spells, I can now definitely defeat her. Aha, yes, I was correct. She's going to take 2 days to get back there. So we're in a good spot. Observation tower, we see distant lands. That includes this orange Capitol building. I kind of want to fight this fight. This enemy wants to run. Who is this? Is this Ergon? Is he going to surrender? Ergon the Barbarian, 8 attack, 5 defense. That wasn't correct. You saw nothing. I've got an idea, folks. I've got an idea. Here. Perfect. Now he's not going to get to run. Somehow that's actually turned out really, really well. So here's what I'm going to do. Do I... Hold on. Can I kill all of them? It just kind of depends on if I can kill all of them right here. Let's see. There's how many HP left? Can I kill 5? 15? 120 points of damage? Yeah, I think I kill all those ones and then just lightning bolt here. I was looking at this death ripple to kill those single stacks, but then the Griffins did an exceptional job at that anyway. And so then I just got to do a spell that'll kill 60. I don't have a 60 damaging spell. It's just too much. I don't have a blind. I don't have a way to shut them down. I guess I just got to hope for good morale here. Good luck is good, but I need good morale. Nope, didn't get it. 1 Griffin, the enemy does run. Too bad. Pyramid, 2nd level Mage Guild, not too bad. And I'm going to continue to clear in this direction because I think that my dragons are the biggest, toughest, baddest guys here on the planet. There is this purple hero coming up here to deal with Tryo. Tryo is going to escape. Agar is continuing to do this resource gathering there, but he's going to head back now because I got a feeling that these liths, they could be quickly under attack. Gem, we're going to be able to catch her because we're going to be able to go into the boat. Oh no, we're 1 day slow from getting into the boat. That's okay. And then even Astra is getting into the fun, stealing some freebies. Very good. Very good. I'm very far behind on chat. Let me fix that. Oh no. New week, month 2, week 4, day 1. Astrologers proclaim this to be the week of the gopher. Very nice. OpenNot says, what time zones are you in? Good night. I don't know. I think that most of the folks that watch these playthroughs, when I start at 11 a.m. for my time, it's usually like 8 or 9 o'clock over in, I think, France, in the UK, and the Netherlands. So I'm not too sure what time it is. It's probably midnight or 1 o'clock in the morning. It's pretty late, I'm guessing. Sante Paulus guesses CEST. Yeah, I'm Mountain Standard Time, so I'm like -6 UST or UTC. I'm -6 is where I'm at, but that's yours as well. Yeah. OpenNot, the upgrades are expensive for the dragons. Pretty expensive. Pretty expensive. Tendar says you can cheese this map by hinting purple heroes. Very soon, purple will have no heroes left and has captured all the castles. Wait, what? They got a castle over here, though. There's always going to be purple. I can't cheese the map that good. Tendar, I know you believe in me, but I don't know if I can do that. I know I'm misunderstanding you. I just don't know how I'm misunderstanding you just quite yet. So let me know what I'm missing here. Oh no, Pack of Titans. Well, clearly we got stuff to do. Ari is making a beeline for me. I don't know, actually. Maybe Maximus shouldn't keep clearing in this direction. There's so much here, though. It's just going to take me a couple of days to do it. I'm going to continue on this direction. This is kind of what I planned on, was going through into this area like this. And I see no reason why I ought to stop that now. Yeah, I just don't see any reason why I ought to stop that now. I don't know what Gem wants to do, but I don't want her to land here. Even though I can defend it, I just don't want her to. What happened to all my gold? Oh, I still got the gold. I just got these extra troops in here that aren't doing anything. So I want her to see this castle and say, no, I'm not going to land there. And then just go somewhere else. These two heroes are okay. They're fine. Would love to get this lith covered up. I think that one goes to here. There's nobody nearby there, so that's good. But yeah, by hitting the purple heroes, I think the purple may have already bought all their heroes on their little island. I think that we saw that before we saw all these other heroes coming out here. Yeah, so if they have all 8 heroes on this one little island, then yeah, sure, I think that you're correct in that. I don't think it's going to turn out that way at this point, but it's a strategy similar to like Steeson's idea from Price of Loyalty 8, where if you get the enemy into a boat or away from their main forces, then you can just let them suffer. And after 7 days, you steal all their castles and they lose all their forces. Yeah, I'd love to see something like that actually in this playthrough. It's just a little bit tough because they do have that one castle there, but if all of purple is confined to this one little corner, hey, we can just claim victory because we know that they can never get off the island. And then nothing else matters. At least you can call it a draw at that point. And that feels pretty okay to me. We're going to ignore this Castle of Fountainhead for the moment. We got other stuff to do. Glorious Victory here. Level 5 Mage Guild, Berserker, Resurrect, Armageddon, Hypnotize. Good spells. Good spells. I think we got full spell points. No, we don't. We're going to need to stay here overnight. I'd like to pick up this Artesian Spring, though. That could work. We're gonna pick up the Artesian Spring. That's going to be even better for me. Meanwhile, Gem's going to go down. Enemies fled, no problems. I'm feeling some pressure on my Dragon Castle here in Troy. And then Rice Ruin said you could name the channel Fix Funversations. I like that. I like that. Yeah. You know, just something else. We've been doing Heroes now for 2 years. Coming up on 2 years, we've just been doing Heroes of Might and Magic. And like it's tons of fun. Like it's my favorite thing to do. That's maybe the most important thing that you can hear from me, is that doing this Heroes of Might and Magic is just so very fun for me, because I love the game and I love spending so much time with all of you. Like, this is just fun for me. But I also wonder, like, are there other opportunities, you know, other things I could do too? And, you know, I don't exactly think they have like a platform necessarily, but I just see some opportunities where I'd like to just do as much fun stuff as I possibly can. So we will see what happens, but wherever the road takes us, I'm just glad I get to spend time with you all. Folks, this is going to be a loss. We're going to have to run away from this fight. 12 Titans is just too many. We're going to do the Mass Curse. We're going to go for these Arc Magi, killing 5 to 10. This hero is Halon, I believe. Yeah, 1 attack, 3 defense. We've got 7 attack and 12 defense. We're better. We are absolutely better. But there's just a lot going on in this fight. Kind of want the rocks to step up so we can get some nice double hex attacks off. Seems strange, but that's what I want. Probably going to lose this dragon here with 1 HP in just a moment or two. I'm kind of interested to see, oh, it's a Mass Bless to counteract the Mass Curse. That's pretty interesting. I would like to save as many of these dragons as possible. I could, I suppose, do the curse again. 90 points of damage from the Cold Ray. I just think there's too much going on here. I just don't think I'm tough enough to take out these forces. So we're going to do this double hex attack here with the curse. 4 creatures goes down. And then these 2 red dragons are going to start working on these boars. And yeah, we're going to get as much, we're probably going to kill 1 Titan through the rocks, and then we're going to run. I don't know, actually. We're losing a lot of dragons without doing a lot of actual meaningful damage. 81 HP left. I'm going to lose 1 more dragon if I stay, but no, now is the time to run, unfortunately. 61k gold. They don't lose a single Titan, we lose 2 dragons. It's not my favorite, but it does give us the opportunity to reposition over here. Now watch this. So it's day 4. Area is going to go in this direction. They're not going to be able to reach me all the way. And then we're going to hire, and we're going to bounce back. We're going to take Weed Patch and all this other stuff. We've cleared out enough here that I feel bad about giving over this patch of Titans back over. But I don't think I can actually defend and be fine. I think I'm going to have to find some other advantages on other parts of the map. Maybe even in Peacekeeper? Actually, I'm guessing that Peacekeeper is the only orange player left. This has got to be them, doesn't it? How many dragons are here? There's 3 here. We're going to go up to the Black Tower. We're going to get completely upgraded with these troops very, very quickly. And once we do, we can start to kind of push these Phoenixes and stuff into Peacekeeper. We'll go through this Lith here. And then yeah, we'll just see where the map goes from here. By the way, blue got much closer than I thought that they would. Yeah, area is much faster than I thought that they were. Whew. Whew. But we survived. And with only a little bit of sulfur left, we will get 7 black dragons. Very good. Okay. Let's see, Tundar says little by little becomes a lot. Life is all about the little things, so just smile at people. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about when we're talking about like those little bits of new things and supporting people. Yeah, it's not the big things. There is no big thing that we can learn or be taught to improve ourselves or improve our life around us. It really is just those little things, and that's really hard. For me, when I was a younger person, man, that was so hard because I'm not very good at being consistent as a person. And so if you lack consistency, then it turns into a bit of a struggle when you're trying to be something new. And it's not, hey, I can work out 1 time a year and be super strong or be fit. You have to do it consistently, little by little, time by time. For a young person, that's not necessarily the thing that we want to hear. And I'm hopefully getting better at realizing that it's okay if I don't do everything all at once, but it's still a struggle. So little by little. What would I name it? I don't know. Heroes of Might and Magic Versations 2, Tundar says. That's a possibility. What would I name it? Yeah, I don't know what I'd name it. Chilling with Phixfox. I don't know. I think I would definitely keep the Phixfox in there somewhere, somehow. Like at this point, at this point, yeah, I think we got to keep the Phixfox in there somehow. It'd be kind of a shame if we just let that go for no good reason. We're going to lose Brindamore. It's very sad. Actually, purple's backing off a little bit, going back to their main castles. That's good for me. It's day 7, so they wanted to do that. But we're going to take this purple knight castle here. No losses. Expert archery. Don't have much here, but at least this is one less bastion of strength that the enemies have. Hector the Knight, he doesn't have much, but he's level 4. It's kind of interesting. 64 out of 50 spell points. We're still doing better than we should be doing. Lots of phoenixes against 7 black dragons. I mean, 7 and 13. I think that we can defeat lots of phoenixes, and for the +2/+2, I think that's pretty good. I think that's pretty good. Yeah, we'll go do that real quick. But yeah, I don't know what I'd call it. Fix something. I don't know. Santipala says, smile at people. We don't do that in Poland. You know what? That's my favorite thing that my brother shared with me, because my brother spent a significant time, not in Poland, but in the eastern regions of, let's see, of Russia. And he was just like, yep, do not smile at people unless you know who they are. Smiles are a very special thing. And for an American, dude, I smile at everything. I just do. Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I need to rethink that. Smile? We don't do that here. Folks, it's Month of the Vampire again. Have you noticed? That's Month of the Vampire for the 2nd time in this game. That is nuts. Huh. Graveyard's already been taken. That's okay. We don't need good morale. Lots of phoenixes, though. Probably a dumb fight to fight. I'm going to do it anyway. Never mind. Easy fight. 2,700 experience. For free. Plus this endless pouch of sulfur. You visit an alchemist who, upon seeing your army, is swayed by the righteousness of your cause. The newly loyal subject gives you his endless pouch of sulfur to help with the war effort. And then Green Dragon for this spiked shield, +2/+2. I will take these other free things for experience. Level 15 Knight. We've got the right hero for this. I just wish I had like a movement spell at this point. Maybe we get, let's see, to Antioch and we build it up to a 5th level mage guild. Maybe I build this up to a 5th level mage guild. Maybe not. Hey, is that Barak the Warlock? Baroque Alliance? I forgot that we lost this guy so long ago, but he's back. And he looks no worse for the wear. Looks like he's doing peachy keen. We're going to send these black dragons into this area. I'm going to leave the bone dragons just sitting. It's just tough to bring them to the front right now. And I'll tell you folks that I'm not going to finish this scenario off for this reason. What we're going to do is we're going to finish off all of purple here on the mainland. And then once we've done that, I'm going to call it, because at this point, it'll just be several turns in order to take out the purple player here on the desert, because they start with like 40 titans or something stupid. And so I can beat the scenario at that point. The important thing to know is that they're not going to magically pick up a dimension door. They're not going to magically find their way onto the main continent, and therefore I just don't have to worry about them. I can take them out whenever I want to take them out. And so it doesn't really tickle my fancy to try and defeat them at that point. And I already mentioned I've got some stuff I want to do with my kid today. So it'll be much better for us. It'll be more time. It'll be better for our time if we just finish this playthrough with purple player here on the mainland, and then we head back. Because once we know we can beat purple, and I think I can beat purple now, then we will prove it, and then we could take literally for the rest of our lives before we actually defeated purple on this mainland. It won't be a matter of if, but a matter of when we decide to finally win the scenario. So at this point, 7 black dragons are coming up here. We're going to go along the southern path. Let's see. Barak is still trying to get these forces up to the front. Just a little bit slower than I would like. Vatawna's going to do a quick little jaunt here, and I will send the bone dragons over. And I'm even going to send the superior scroll of knowledge. Yeah, I will send the superior scroll of knowledge. Vatawna does have the the summon Earth Elemental, but I don't think she's going to get to use it that much. And then Brock's going to go to here. Vatawna is going to take these 3 dragons, go down. And that's going to be 10 black dragons, 3 phoenixes, 3 bone dragons. I think that that's actually going to be a good enough force. Before it was only like 6 red dragons, and now with these additional black dragons, I think that I can take this castle and hold it. It's day 5. I think we got time. And I think that you can see purple is actually starting to like come back. They see Maximus and they say, oh boy, let's stay out of this guy. 14 vampires, sure, why not? We're even getting some free troops to join us along the way. Feels kind of nifty. We will take back our titans for the low cost of 1 single vampire. And we will head up the road because I don't want purple to escape if I can help it. I know that there's still 1 castle down here. It looks like they've got black dragons here in Fountainhead. I can't reach. I'm not going to try. But there should be another castle up here somewhere. I just forget exactly where it's at. But if I was purple, I would absolutely be running away right now. Let's bring the bone dragons to the front. There's 9. Let's do Vesper. He's just gonna keep these 6 speeds and these 4 speeds together. Tell you what, just purchase everything here. You never know. It could be useful. Here and here. And he's actually going to travel by boat since it'll be just a little bit quicker for him. Actually, will it be? No, he's going to go by lith because the liths are all connected in the center. So actually the map is much smaller than we would usually consider it to be. It's just a much smaller map than we sometimes think. This lith here, this lith here, it's going to be Astra taking a step. Just in case the enemy purple player tries to come up in this direction. There's probably like 9 Cyclopes in the Barbarian Castle. There we go. And folks, I think that this is the final fight. I think we win. Yep, enemy has surrendered. These 12 Titans are really good forces. They're really good forces. But with your 1 attack and 3 defense does not hold up to my 9 and 16. Just can't. Cannot possibly. So we're going to attack in this direction. We're going to kill a couple of these rocks. We do. Anti-magic on the Titans, not too bad. Might as well finish off whatever forces here I can. We're going to kill 18 here with the black dragons. Nice. Let's see. Vampires are going to step up and they're going to also start to crowd in on these Titans. Bone dragons are going to take out their nemesis and the Crusaders. Very good. And then if I actually lose the Phoenixes here, like whatever I do with these Phoenixes is going to be fine. So I'm just going to skip. No, I'm going to step out. So that way the black dragons could step up in a second. That was dumb. Enemy Armageddon's us for... Armageddon does 3,000 damage. What in tarnation? I hate you so much. Ugh. Not only am I gonna kill you now, but I'm gonna like kill you so much that I'm gonna be satisfied doing it every single step of the way. I hate this guy. Why would you even do that? Never mind. I know why you would do it. I just can't believe you would do that. I think that the enemy is out of spell points now. 9 left, yeah. It'll be fine. We do lose one more black dragon. I just kind of want to prevent them from running at this point. And I think that that just did it for me. By doubling up, I think I just kill you. Easy. So that cost us everything except for the dragons. We did lose 2 black dragons there, but we picked up the Wizard's Hat, Caster's Bracelets, Endless Court of Iron Ore. We are out of artifact slots. We step in, 5th level Mage Guild, Resurrect True, Town Portal. Very good, very good. We got one more purple castle here to defeat. We're going to purchase these 12 Cyclopes. Heck, we're gonna purchase everybody here because we got so much gold. Thundaxe it's gonna be. Gonna pull these forces in like so. And he's just gonna try and hold the line and make sure that the enemies do not attack me. But with 9 additional bone dragons coming up, it's over. We have enemies coming from the west and we have enemies now coming from the east. It's happening very quickly. So Maximus is heading down. Thundaxe is going to start heading over too. Vesper's going to go through the liths and through the liths. And heck, he's even going to hand this off to Vatawna since she's just a little bit faster. And I hope that everybody here recognizes that, yeah, Phixfox, there's still a major battle over here to be had, but all it's going to be is Phixfox hitting end turn a bunch of times until I'm satisfied that I've actually got enough forces to win the scenario. And I hope that doesn't necessarily ruin the playthrough, just knowing that it's unfinished, but I think that it's pretty understandable at this point that, yep, time is of the essence. And there's not much else to be done with this playthrough. I think that we can be happy with the way that it's gone. We killed 2 black dragons there, so that's worth it. And yeah, I'm happy with the way it's gone. Not always do I defeat Broken Alliance in the first try, but today was that day, and I'm okay for it. There's one final hero here with Troyan, and then finally it'll be Aerie in the castle. So let me get caught up in chat before we finish this fight off. Let's see, Heroes of Might and Phixfox. That's cool, I like that. Heroes of Might and Phixfox, good stuff. Openot says, indeed, little by little is compounding, and that is a very mighty thing, truly. Truly. Compound interest versus, yeah, simple interest. That was an important lesson for me as a kid, definitely. Tundar says, I know this, so strange. Polish people are so lovely in the UK, though. Some of the most humble people I feel. So even though they don't smile, they're still so very nice. I like that. I like that a lot. Roman says, yeah, taking care of your mental health is super important. I'm glad that I'm not the only one that believes that, because it's good for everybody. It's important for everybody. Fix your life with Phixfox. Nice. Fix your life with Phixfox. I like that. That sounds sweet. That is a good idea. They've all been good ideas, but that one really just rings true for me. I love that. We're gonna pin that. That's awesome. Good stuff. Okay. Let's see. And then Fix Life. I like Fix Life. I like that a lot. Yeah, that's some good stuff there. Fix your life with Phixfox. Total4HU says, you are from Poland. Hey there, Polish brother. I'm from Hungary. Wonderful. You got the whole Czech gang going on there. Fantastic. Yeah, I don't think that a lot of Americans actually watch Phixfox. I think it's all my friends over there in Europe, and it makes me very happy. I love to be a part of this community, and I appreciate all of you very much. Vexen says, I saw a video this morning about Heroes2, about how well this game is aged. I'd be interested in seeing that. If you can link me in the Phixfox Discord, I'd love to watch that. Xenocyte says, we need a Slovak to compete our Visegrad 4. Okay. We just got to find him. I'm sure there's at least one person. There's got to be. And then, nice to meet you. Yeah. Tundar says, on this map, purple tends to do well. They got the liths, they got the dimension door, sure. Whether they have the dimension door or not. But when he has no heroes, it can become very quiet, as only red and yellow towns get ships, and purple can conquer the map with no heroes left on the mainland. Yes, I played this map a lot. This generally is how you can win, by spamming E with 1 gem mine as blue when you are 9 years old. That works pretty good. I like that. I like that. Yeah, a lot of experience has gone into this map for you, clearly, and you've got your strategies that work very well for you. And it's such a fun map. It's such a good map. Rice Druin says, fix and chill. No, wait, no. Net fix and chill. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. Net fix and chill. Oh my gosh. Netflix and chill. I love that. Yeah, Netflix, Phixfox and chill. That's hilarious. Oh, I love this. Yeah, fix your life. I love that. Fox will fix it. Oh, you guys are hilarious. Everybody here is so funny and so smart. I love this. Holy cow. If it was a more casual conversation channel, Fox Jazz, I love that. That's super sick. That's so awesome. Fox Jazz. Oh, geez. And so many vampires on this map. Hire some crusaders. Time for the crusade. Absolutely. I think that I think that the Crusaders that are out here somewhere, they just need to go and do some damage. Like, purge the unbelieving vampires. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 in this little area alone. That's wild. That's crazy. And then Xanthopala says, yeah, so many vampires, time to clear those. And then Vexen says, lucky that the planet didn't explode with all that damage. Absolutely. Folks, and happy to have Xenocyte with the subscription. Thank you so much for the subscription. It's a pleasure to have you here. Obviously, I'm having a lot of fun. I'd like to think that this is worth other people's time as well. But it's just fun to be here, and I appreciate you getting to be here. And I'm glad that you recommended this map, and I'm glad that it's gone hopefully the way that you hoped it would. I'm hoping it has. I think it has. You'd have to let me know, Xenocyte or XenoXite. Let me know if you think that if it was the right playthrough or not. Folks, remember, this is basically the final castle here, since we're not going to continue to play after this. We will be satisfied knowing that we conquered the entire rest of the map, and we will be very excited to see these centaurs get absolutely blasted down and resurrected multiple times. But in the meantime, the cowardice is 800 gold cost. But we now have Fountainhead with black dragons. We now have Troy with black dragons, and we also have Bone Dragons and Dragadoon. We have Phoenixes and Quicksilver. We have Cyclopes and Brendamore. And we have in Antioch the Titans. And so 2 castles with black dragons, some Phoenixes, some Cyclopes, some Titans. It'll only be a matter of time before we defeat these foes over here. And actually, tell you what, the one thing I can do before we do anything else, though, I will just send Maximus over here just to kind of scout this out. No, I'll send Vesper. I will give the enemy access to my main town. I'm not going to continue to play this map. By donating a boat, I'm giving the enemy access to the mainland. This is the worst thing you could possibly do at this point, but I do want to fight this fight just enough to see what the stats are. So if you can defeat 34 Titans, 58 of the Rocks, and 88 of the Boars, fantastic. Sarek and the Wizard, 1 attack, 4 defense. I suppose it's possible. I don't know, I might be able to beat this guy right now. Hold on, he's not that good. 34 Titans? Like, that's good. That's just not that good. Clearly, by donating a boat, like, not the best time for any of this. Are there any more Titans here? There's 3 more. All right, let's just fight this final fight. Let's pull together whatever forces we have. Let's channel our inner Phixfox magic, and let's go. 6 Titans to add to the fray. We will meet you along the road, my brother. We will ride towards victory or death. Possibly death. Probably death. But wherever we ride to, that's where we're going to ride. So let's go all the way up to here. Let's have Vatawna drop off just the Bone Dragons. Let's make sure that she can help ferry these troops from here to here. And then let's see, Brendamore. Let's have Barak bring these Cyclopes up. So there should be a couple. 4, that's not a lot. And then 1 more group of Titans, or rather Black Dragons from here. 6 more Black Dragons, that's kind of a big deal. Quickest way is actually probably up the road through the liths. I'm gonna get rid of the skeletons because they're just gonna slow me down. And then that means that Agar can actually go in through these liths. Wait, no, here? No, here? There we go. Yeah, and I think we can reach from there to there to there. But the enemies are coming, so this is going to spend maybe another, 5 more minutes, I'm hoping. At least we're going to have the final fight, which is going to feel pretty nice. At least having this final fight is going to be worthwhile. So, and it shouldn't take me that long, at least to know if we can win. Of course, we all know we can win if we just take our time, but where's the fun in that? Okay, 6 more Titans. 11, 9, 6. I don't know. Maximus is pretty good. Pretty good hero. Maybe he can do it. And to here. And to here. We're going to need a hero to step on that lith just to make sure that nobody gets by us. Boop. Oop. Oop. And then it's this one right here with that door. Okay. Go to right there. And then even if there's other heroes that come up with this one single boat, it shouldn't be too big of a problem. They're gonna be annoying, and they're gonna try and go in the long way. But can we reach? Just barely cannot reach. We've already got 90 spell points, so we're fine. I don't actually know if I'm going to want to... I don't know if I'm going to want to keep these forces. Like, for example, the 4 Cyclopes, all they do is ruin your morale. Even the 9 Bone Dragons, like, do you really want... I mean, do you want blood morale, or do you want 9 Bone Dragons? I think that 9 Bone Dragons is good enough to make that worth it, but I could be wrong. So Agar's going to take one more step back. Let's just have this final fight, just to see how this goes. Okay. Let's see. And then Xeno Excite, fantastic playthrough, thanks. Good, I'm so very glad. That makes me happy. Sentipala says, let justice be done, though the heavens fall. That is masterfully done. Yes, let's do that. Absolutely. Absolutely. Cressida Cowell signed How to Train Your Dragon school book for my son today. That is so cool. Oh, the How to Train Your Dragon books, those are really fun. Those are cool. And if you've not seen the movie, it's well done. She's the author, by the way. Very cool. Very cool. I love that. Yeah, I haven't done much with those books myself, but I'm very excited to hear that there's good authors out there that are doing wonderful things. 9 attack, 16 defense. So our Black Dragons right now have 30 defense, 23 attack, 24 defense. So we're doing bonus damage against these Titans, even though they do have the steel skin on. Let's see. Yeah, you just have to go kill Titans. I'm guessing that they're going to have... Oh, geez. Did you see that? 88 boars did 35 damage. My goodness. I'm guessing that they're going to have, like, Animate Dead or something like that. They just have to, right? Titans only did 200 damage in retaliation here. I'm going to go kill Archmages because they still do some damage. Yeah, 69 damage. Nice. And then Bone Dragons are going to continue to do what they can. There's a lot of forces here, but my defenses are so high, and when you're cursed, I feel okay. I'm going to Disrupting Ray you a couple of times. There's one. And now we're killing 2 to 3. Very good. Mass Cure, that was a good choice. Don't hate it. Still killing Archmages because I don't like you. I don't know which is better, doing the Disrupting Ray or doing the Mass Curse again. I think I'm going to do one more Disrupting Ray, and then I'll do a Mass Curse. Down to 18 defense. I'm killing 2 to 4 now. Dragon Slayer, interesting choice. Don't hate it. Do not hate it. Bone Dragons are gonna stay alive. And then, I mean, I could Disrupting Ray one more time and bring you down to like 15 defense. The amount of bonus damage this is super high. I'm gonna do it. Give me that bonus damage. Mass Shield to prevent Titan damage. That's kind of interesting. I was just going to finish off these Archmages anyway. Maybe not. That's a weird spell. I actually kind of hate that spell. I don't think that was a good use on his part. The Bone Dragon's going to skip just so that way they can stay alive for one more turn. And then I'm going to... Yeah, I'm going to do the Curse again. I feel like the Curse is actually just stupid good here. 20 Titans, 12 Black Dragons. I think, yeah, we're going to win. That's for sure. Oh, with the good luck, 12 Black Dragons kills 5 Titans. Jeez, and you wasted all your extra shots against these Bone Dragons that weren't really going to help you. Oof. Oof. Fine, I'll Disrupting Ray you one more time. You can't stop me. It's over. Even with the Dragon Slayer, though, like, these Titans are just not doing enough damage. Wait, are you still cursed? No. You uncursed yourself? Wait, what? How could you? 10 Black Dragons, 4 Titans, with the good luck. That is no more Titans. Folks, they've only got 18, 13 of these Steel Golems. That cost us 7 Black Dragons, 9 Bone Dragons. Our stats from this beautiful Maximus hero are just too strong. They're just too powerful. They are, as the kids say, too je ne sais quoi. And, you know, at this point, all right, fine. Fine. We'll just go defeat these enemies. I thought it would take much longer to like wait up and build up my forces. It looks like it's actually not. Which is actually, I'm really glad that I tried that then, because then we were able to get out of the scenario much faster. Because otherwise I would have spent forever. I would have spent probably 3 weeks or so just hitting end turn just to get enough forces to win. Looks like we could have won the whole time. So I suppose that's fine for me. And there's only one purple player here. 31 peasants, let's go, Sante Paulus says. Ah! Tundar with a GG and the super dead in chat. And finally, Maximus will make landfall here. And purple player, I don't know what you got, but it's not good enough. I'm gonna steal my boat back. And Gwyneth the Knight's gonna make their final defensive stop. Folks, with that being said, it's a major event. Purple player's been vanquished, and Phixfox is gonna be on to a new day. Tundar says, fixed alliance. Yeah, at this point, shoot, usually it takes me like 2 or 3 restarts to get the right playthrough for Broken Alliance. This time, we did this on the first try. It's not too bad. I will accept that. I am grateful that we were able to beat Broken Alliance with the blue player on the first try. So it feels great. So congratulations, 76 days, base score of 132. We have this on impossible difficulty. That gives us a score of a giant for 211 days. 76 days. I think that the soonest I've completed this was like 40 something days. 40 something days. I got a really cheeky dimension door and I was able to win. Yeah, I seem to recall that I'm somewhere in the 40 to 50 range for my best score here on Broken Alliance, but we will take this because those yellow necromancers gave us fits. They were a problem early on. And as, who was it? Sante Paulus? Was it Sante Paulus who said that the Hydras were really proving their worth in this playthrough? Yeah. The Hydras really proved their worth in this playthrough. Rating of a giant. Fix would say genie. He always mixes them up. Did I say genie? Oh gosh. That's one of my favorite things about myself. I say left when I mean right. I say north when I mean south. And apparently I say giant when I mean genie. So, anyway. This was fun. This was really fun. So, I don't